What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Naruto's parents survived the Nine Tails attack? If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments. And also check the description to original creator of this beautiful creation. Wah! Wah! A cry of a baby was heard. Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves, looked at Kyuubi, the nine-tailed beast, straight in the eye, ready to seal him, while Kushina held the demon fox with her chakra chains. Minato, isn't there anything we can do, anything to avoid this? Kushina pleaded with tear-filled eyes. She did not want her son to suffer the same pain she had to go through as the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki, a human sacrifice. Kushina, you know just as well as I do, it is impossible. I can't ask of another parent to sacrifice their child if I myself can't do that, and I can't destroy the beast. We need the beast to maintain the balance between the five great nations, and it's impossible to seal so much chakra away, Minato reasoned. Minato started to make the hand seals for the S-rank forbidden sealing technique, Death Reaper seal. Kushina cried, seeing that her son would have to suffer for the rest of his life, not to mention that he would never have the love of a father. Her heart fell. Unwillingly one of her chakra chain came loose, giving the demon fox the opening to use his claw to kill the child along with his parents. He lifted his paw, extending one of his claws to attack. An orange light blinded them. Boom! A boy of 17 age stood there. He was clad in orange flames. His face, coat, legs, everything was orange other than the shirt he wore underneath the coat. It was black with orange pattern. "Hello Kurama," the ninja clad in orange spoke. The boy stood among a chakra-based fox which stopped Kuruma's attack. Kurama was confused. Here in front of him was him. It wasn't like those two but his own power. He could feel his own chakra radiating from the boy, though it was a bit weaker, but still, he had no doubt. It was him. "Who are you, weird one? Why do I sense my own power within you?" asked Kurama. "You guys can take a breath now, Mom, Dad," said the boy. Minato and Kushina were more than confused. Here was a boy who had same marks as their son, was atop a chakra-based fox, and he was addressing them as his parents. "Who are you?" Kushina asked. "I am Naruto Uzumaki, your son, Mom," Naruto replied. "What kind of fool do you take us for, kid? I can feel that you have tremendous amount of power, but does that power comes at a cost of your brain? Clearly you don't believe we will fall for such trickery," Minato said. He was very confused and anxious. He already had the fox cornered, and now there was a person who wielded almost the same power. He was worried if this was also the masked man's scheme. The man who almost killed his son and wife. "I knew it won't be that easy, but please just hear me out. All of you, even you Kurama, please," Naruto pleaded. The fox retracted his claw and took a sitting position. This situation could be a blessing in disguise, Minato thought, and was about to take advantage, but Kushina stopped him. "Minato, please. The boy did save us. I have faith that you will be able to defeat them if they prove a foe to us, but please let's hear the boy out," Kushina said. Minato sighed. "Very well, speak, but I only want the truth and nothing else," Minato said in a stern voice. "I think I have a better idea. Why don't you put all of your hands together? I'd rather show you. You can always check with all your powers if it's true or not," Naruto reasoned. So under Kurama's palm they put their hands, and Naruto showed them everything, who he is, his origin, all of his memories till now. "Son," both Minato and Kushina whispered. They both embraced him. After seeing all that Naruto had to bear and how he came, they were overwhelmed when they were finally able to be together once more. Kurama also saw all the memories and did acknowledge him as his partner, his best friend. "So then Naruto, what do you plan to do now?" Kurama asked. The same question was also among his parents' hearts. "What do you want to do, Kurama? Do you want to be stuck with me again?" Naruto asked in a serious tone. "If what you showed is all true, I don't see why not. I would like to be your partner once more, seeing you only have half of my power," Kurama said. "I see. Thank you, partner. I need to tell you all now that I want to seal Kurama's full power in my body," Naruto said, pointing to the boy and the altar. "The reason I am here is so that the future can be changed for the better. But also needs to be very close to what you see, because there was many things that was for the best." "So you intend to seal me into your child body?" Kurama asked. "Yes. I am not asking you to help me from the start, you won't have my memories. So yes, he has to gain your trust to achieve your full power. But dividing won't work, so yes, I want to seal your full power into my child body, unlike myself who only has your young half. Naruto told the lot. Mom, Dad, it was great seeing you, but you are not this me's parents. You are that me's parents. All I ask is that please don't misjudge Kurama and trust him. I hope you will take the best course of action for the future. Minato and Kushina couldn't say a single word. They knew this was the best course of action to avoid the dark future that was about to come. I am proud to be your father's son, I really am, Minato said. I love you, Naruto, no matter what time you come from. I'll always love you, Kushina said, embracing her son. I know, Mom, Dad. I love you too. Are you ready, Kuruma? Naruto said. Yes, boy, Kurama answered. Very well. Naruto did some seals and pointed his palm at Kurama, who immediately turned into chakra-based fox and slowly was sealed in the newborn Naruto. Take care, Kurama, he said as he closed his eyes, drifting to the lands of dead. Kushina gasped. Kushina, you know what happened. Don't be sad, we have our Naruto to take care. This time we will be there for him, Minato said, hugging Kushina. Kushina went for Naruto and Minato went for the teen one who just died for some reason. He had to bury him. Kakashi and Tenzo came and took the body of a person who was covered with Minato's robes. He had ordered not to try to find his identity. We will bury him at Konoha Cemetery, Minato said. What name should we put? How about Menma Uzumaki? Kushina said, and Minato nodded. Well, this evening was certainly eventful, Minato said, in more ways than I ever thought. I know, Minato. I am so proud of you, Kushina said as he took baby Naruto in her arms. She kissed her beloved husband. I can't believe our lack would make him grow this much. I will make sure this time you grow up with all our love. This time I will train him and help him reach his dreams. Even if I have to give up my seat as Hokage. Minato added. They were walking peacefully in arms. Their destination was Namikaze Estate. With Hiruzen, the villagers was worried what happened to their beloved fourth Hokage. Hiruzen Sarutobi was worried sick for his successor. He was among the people who saw Minato use Flying Thunder God to teleport Kyuubi with him to a safe distance. Where are you, Minato? Hiruzen thought as he walked. He noticed an Anbu with a dog face coming towards him. Lord Sarutobi, Lord Minato has a message for you. He has asked you to meet him at his estate, the Anbu said. Very well, you may leave, Sarutobi said. The Anbu bowed and left. I wonder why Minato called me out of the blue. He knows he needs to report to the Council after such a huge scale of battle took place, Hiruzen thought. Well, no use thinking about it. He sighed as he made his way to his destination. Hiruzen reached the place and found Minato with Kushina, who held a baby on her arms. Is that your baby, Minato? Hiruzen asked. Yes, Lord Hiruzen. His name is Naruto, Minato answered. He is a very cute boy indeed. So Minato, why have you called me here for? The council has already started for the meeting, Hiruzen told him. Lord Hiruzen, this matter is about Naruto and the Kyuubi. Minato informed him. Hiruzen was confused, then he was shocked for a moment, and lastly he had sadness in his eyes. Are you meaning to tell me your boy has been made into a Jinchuriki? Hiruzen asked. Yes. That is why I asked to meet you before the meeting. I need your help. I need to give my son a decent childhood at least, Minato told him. Very well. You will have my support, Minato. Let us go to the meeting now, Hiruzen told him. Thank you, Lord Hiruzen. Kushina, bring Naruto. We need to take him to the meeting. And I'd be less worried if it's you who's with him, Minato told his wife. Of course, Minato. I'll be at his side. Let's go, my love, Kushina replied. With that, the three ninjas left for the upcoming meeting. They made their way to the meeting room. The room consisted of two groups, civilians and ninjas. In the center there was the main clan heads that led the ninja population. It consisted of Hyuga, Sarutobi, Uchiha, Namikaze, Nara, Yamanaka, Akamichi, Aburame, Inuzuka. Kushina took the seat for Namikaze, which also stood for Uzumaki. The other clan heads were Fugaku Uchiha, Hiyashi Hyuga, Hiruzen Sarutobi, Shikaku Nara, Inoichi Yamanaka, Shuha Akamichi, Shibi Aburame, Sume Inuzuka. Alongside them was Danzo Shimura and the members of Council Homura Mitokado, Kaharu Utatane. Let the meeting begin, Hiruzen said. That is well and all, but why does Lady Kushina has a baby on her lap? Hiyashi asked respectfully. This is our son, Naruto, Minato replied. I see. Congratulations are in order, Lord Hokage, Lady Kushina, Hiyashi said. Thank you, Minato said. I'd like to talk about your son, but I'd feel a lot safer if you would explain the battle that took place with you and the Kyuubi, Lord Hokage. I am sure we all have that question in our minds, Fugaku said. Yes, about the battle. I was able to corner the beast, but I was not able to destroy the Kyuubi, Minato said. Yes, that is to be expected. After all, tailed beasts are not mortal. Shibi said. So what step have you taken in order to ensure our peace, Lord Hokage? Danzo asked. I have made my own son the jailer of Kyuubi, a Jinchuriki. Minato informed the whole council. The council was filled with uproar. Kakashi was shocked, but he knew it was just like his master to do that. Many people looked at Naruto with honor and with shock. But there was many people who looked at his sleeping form with pure hatred. Then how is that the boy is still breathing? You should have killed the boy right then. A civilian exclaimed. What followed was not good for him. He was already in the grips of Minato, who held him high, choking him. So you are telling me that my own son, whom I made a Jinchuriki without his own consent to protect you people, deserves to die because he is protecting you? Minato roared. Fugaku was in agreement with the civilian but would not say his agreement aloud. He would have to take care of the demon boy discreetly. That is good and all, Lord Hokage. But the truth is that your son does hold a tailed beast. And it is the 9-tailed demon fox nonetheless. I think it would be wise if I were to train the boy so he would be able to. Danzo was cut off. Absolutely not, Danzo. I am going to give my child to you. Minato and I will train our boy personally. And before you say that my son should be executed, I promise I will leave this village with my son after killing those who dared to harm my son. Kushina roared. As his father and the person who put this curse on him, I also will leave this village if you do not honor my wish to view him as the hero who holds the demon fox back. Minato also said with rage. You can't leave your post, Lord Hokage. That will leave our village crippled, Kaharu said. Lady Kushina, we all understand your concern for your son, but I will treat him as the honorary son of the great 4th Hokage. Perhaps a voting is in order to see what the village truly wants. Danzo said. If that is the case, then the Hyuga supports Naruto with their parents, Hiyashi said. Also the Hyugas declare war on anyone who dares to put his hand on the boy. We of the Inuzuka also offer our full support to the Hokage on this, Sume spoke up. The same goes for the Aburame, Shibi said. The Uchihas support the Hokage, but I think it would be wise to at least let Danzo train the boy, Fugaku said. Akamichi supports Lord Hokage and Lady Kushina completely, Shuha said. Yamanaka does the same, Inoichi said. So does the Nara, Shikaku said. If Lord Hokage doesn't mind, I have a suggestion. I suggest that the fact Naruto holds the demon fox should be kept secret. None shall speak about this to anyone. The children are not to be told about Naruto's tenant so that he may live a decent life. I find that suggestion in my liking. Does anyone have any logical objections? Minato asked. When there was none, he said, as the 4th Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves, I hereby declare this law effective immediately. Should anyone break this law shall be punished by death and only death. With this law effective, the meeting is now dismissed. People started emptying the meeting room. 1 week later, Jiraiya came back to Konoha as soon as possible when he heard about the attack of Kyuubi. He asked who it was that did the seal, as it was impossible to do that seal and live. After a lot of mental debate, Minato and Kushina said that it was someone who they did not know. He just came and offered help, saying he would rather die to see Naruto happy. After a lot of convincing, Jiraiya left it at that. He could not force his prized student after all. Kakashi also accepted his teacher's decision and didn't bother to question him. Kushina was currently feeding her son in another room. So what have you planned for him, Minato? I mean, he is the son of the 4th Hokage. Jiraiya asked curiously. I don't know, Master Jiraiya. Extracting the Kyuubi from Kushina has taken a lot from her. She still can't do much hard work. And as Hokage, I can't just stay here and guard them. I don't trust other people much to let them have charge of security. Minato sighed. Well, I wouldn't mind to take care, but you know me. I have to take care of my spy network. Jiraiya said. More like Orochimaru hunting. Minato retorted. Jiraiya tried to say something. Master Minato, I have an idea. I have had enough of Anbu jobs anyway. How about I quit Anbu? I will be satisfied with a Junin rank and you can assign me as their guard. I will just do missions that has to be done by me. So that should do fine. Kakashi suggested. Minato's eyes lit up. If there was anyone he could count on after Kushina was his student Kakashi. You'll do that, Kakashi? He asked. Of course, Master Minato. You are my family. Kakashi replied. Alright then, from this day I appoint you as Kushina and Naruto's guard. You will have your Junin rank. You can stay with us. Your duty starts from now, Minato said. Yes sir. I'll just go get my stuff. Kakashi said. He bowed and left to get all his stuff from his apartment. Master Jiraiya, don't look down. I don't hate you. I understand your feelings for your ex-teammate. But you do have to take the role of a godparent. You know that, right? Minato asked with a grin. Of course kid, I wouldn't want it any other way. Jiraiya smiled. Times went by. There were several assassination attempts from many people. Many accidents took place. Kakashi even managed to capture some to-be killers. The to-be murderers from various clans committed suicide before Kakashi could take them to interrogation chamber, and the civilian they caught had only issue believing that Naruto was only the demon's container, not its incarnation. Naruto grew up with very few but trustworthy friends. Most the Uchihas did hate him and the Hyugas were never known for open friendship. But he had a good friendship with Kiba Inuzuka, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi. Even the quiet Shino Aburame came along with Torun, for Naruto was always friendly with everyone. Ino Yamanaka became friends with him and soon Sakura Haruno followed suit. As for adults, he already had said clan head's support. Asuma Sarutobi and Kurenai Yuihi also started to like the boy, not because of his heritage but because of his cheerfulness. Tsunade used to come to Konoha more often only because to meet Naruto. As Naruto grew up, he started receiving training from Kakashi, Minato and Kushina. Because of them his physical arts were very good and he was learning at a surprising rate. He became very fluent in using shurikens and kunais. They also started to give him extra weights to make his training more extreme. But to their surprise he always pulled it off. Minato and Kushina had suspicion that Kurama might be helping him, but no one was going to stop that. Having full control over a tailed beast was very impressive indeed, though it will take a long time for him to have full access to full power. Well, they had all the time in the world. Minato and Kushina thought about telling him about his partner sealed within him but later decided to wait a bit more. Speaking about seal, Kushina and Minato had it in their blood to master seals, so Naruto also started to learn about sealing techniques. His mother did never forget to teach him about history and other stuff which would help him in the academy later. Meanwhile, Fugaku Uchiha was planning to assassinate the said boy. Every plan he did was foiled by either Kakashi or Kushina. Tension between his clan and the village was rising. He had to take a step but he was drawing blank. He had no idea. He tried to enlist Danzo's help but to his surprise and shock, even Danzo refused to take such action, saying Naruto would be a valuable asset for Konoha. No matter how power-hungry or evil was Danzo, he was no traitor. He did what he thought was best for Konoha, only his tactics were underhanded. He had to do something. The stain he had on his clan's name, he had to murder the Kyuubi boy or he would lose control over his clan and they would attempt to take over the village with no good plan but blind pride. He had to do something. He was strolling the streets until there was swirl in the space. There stood a man in an orange mask with a spiral pattern. "Hello there, you seem to be in trouble," the man said in a deep voice. "Who are you?" Fugaku asked in a voice hinting fear. "OWW. I am just a ghost, a helper, an Uchiha genie," the man said mockingly. "Are you making fun of me?" Fugaku asked with slight anger. There was something that the man in front of him possessed, giving him chills in his spine. "I can help you reclaim the village. You only have to follow my instructions," the man said. "And why should I believe you? Why would you help me? What is in it for you?" Fugaku asked. "I merely want to see my fellow Uchihas get what is rightfully theirs," he said as he showed Fugaku his Sharingan. Fugaku smiled and shook his hand, indicating they had a partnership. Unknown to them, a pair of red eyes with 3 tomo was spying on them. The wielder of those eyes burst into crows. "Are you sure about this?" Minato asked. "Yes, Lord Hokage. I am 100% sure that this is indeed what my father plans to do." Itachi Uchiha spoke. "This is something I want to avoid at any cost." The Uchihas are one of the founding clans. For them to disappear is not desirable. Minato said. Lord Hokage, we should arrest only those who want to do such a cruel thing to Konoha. We can spare the others. Shikaku suggested. I agree with Shikaku, Lord Hokage. We should take steps to avoid bloodshed as much as possible. Hiruzen voiced his opinion. Lord Hokage, you seriously can't take such a decision with such softness. How can we know that the other Uchihas will not turn against us? How can we assume we will not be betrayed by the other Uchihas? You can't put the safety of the village in jeopardy. You must reconsider, Danzo said with a hint of supremacy in his voice. Calm down, Danzo. I still haven't taken any final decision. Itachi, I want you to keep a close eye on those who wishes to go forward to betray our village. We will only take action only when they do. Till then they have the peaceful option. You are dismissed, Minato said. Itachi bowed and put his mask on his face. He started to leave but Minato spoke suddenly. Itachi, I would like an audience with you at evening if you are free. Please come to my estate. As you wish, Lord Hokage. He bowed and left. At Namikaze State, clang, clang, Kakashi deflected the shurikens Naruto threw. Naruto threw some more which Kakashi deflected with ease. He went to do a high side kick which Kakashi lazily caught. Come on Naruto. You have to give more concentration to your surroundings. You can't just charge in. A ninja is supposed to stick to shadows and defeat his enemy. Kakashi lectured as he punched in Naruto's gut sending him flying before he could even draw any weapon. Damn, that hurt. Naruto got up as he charged in drawing kunais in both his hands. He did a butterfly kick which Kakashi caught with his hands and Naruto used that to cut his hand with his kunais. Ha! Take that kaka bro. I finally managed to make a cut. Naruto said in joy. Alright, calm down. I guess you won. That concludes our training. Kakashi admitted his defeat. Now let's go to Ichiraku's. My all-I-can-eat buffet is waiting, your treat. Naruto said as his turned into big saucer with tears running. Kakashi sighed as he looked at his wallet. It will be empty by the time Naruto would be done. Kakashi, Kushina called as a ray of hope emerged for Kakashi. Minato's looking for you. He's waiting for you in the study room. Hey, what about my ramen? Kaka bro? Naruto whined. Sorry Naruto. Duty calls. See you. Kakashi ruffled his hair and gave him one of his eye smiles. Damn, Naruto could only whine. Naruto come in the kitchen. I'll make you some of my special ramen. But you have to promise to finish today's studies. Kushina told him. Of course mom, anything for you. I am a good boy. Naruto said with glee. Alright, guess I better get at it. She started to cook. Study room. And this is the situation. Itachi told Minato and Kakashi. I see. This is gonna get ugly if a step is not taken soon Lord Hokage, Kakashi told Minato. Yes I know Kakahi, but I can't just order to arrest them. We have no evidence. Minato reasoned. Itachi I called you here for a reason. No matter whatever anyone says about this matter you are to discuss it with me. I know you are one of the most loyal ninja in this village so I want you to tell me everything you do about this case. Whatever the others offer, you are to inform me and me alone. I shall decide who should know what. Is that clear? Minato asked. Yes Lord Hokage, crystal clear. Itachi said. Very well. How about having dinner with us? I am sure Naruto would love to see you, Minato proposed. It will be an honor, Lord Hokage. Itachi sat down. Getting comfortable on a chair. At dinner, Itachi was greatly bothered by Naruto which Itachi was very happy to see that some people still could put faith in them even after that particular incident. The rumor was still going that the nine-tailed demon fox was being controlled by an Uchiha who attacked the village. Dad, you know I beat Kaka bro in a spar, Naruto said. Now listen here Naruto. It was only a bet, yeah you beat me. Kakashi sighed. He was a bit proud that Naruto was able to outwit him and cut him. He was sure you wouldn't be able to. The boy sure had potential. Is that so Naruto? I am proud of you son. But you have to work harder if you want to fulfill your dream. Minato told him. He was planning to start his ninjutsu training very soon. Yeah, I am gonna work really hard and become the Hokage. Just you watch, Naruto told them. Yes my little Naru, I know you can. Kushina said proudly. She was glad that Naruto had a natural interest in sealing techniques. Sure he couldn't make one but she knew once she had enough knowledge, she would help him to make seals. He needed to finish studying the books she gave him though. Kakashi gave him a thumbs up. Itachi was glad to see such a happy family. If only his own family was a bit more like these people. After that night, Itachi became more trusting towards the Namikaze, even bringing along Sasuke Uchiha, his younger brother. After initial rivalry, they quickly became close friends to Fugaku's disappointment. Sasuke was told to not mix with Naruto, but his mother Makoto always did come to save him on those times, keeping his friendship with the blonde intact. Soon they came of age to join the Ninja Academy to start their path towards their dream, being a ninja. It was the first day of the academy. Naruto looked in the mirror. He wore black sandals, black cargo pants, black shirt, fingerless black gloves and an orange vest which had the Uzumaki crest on its back. Alright, seems everything is in places. I can't wait to go to academy. I can't wait to meet the guys. I hope my friends will be in the same class as I do. Naruto said hopefully. Naruto, are you ready, honey? Kushina asked. Yes mom, coming. Naruto came down jumping. Is dad gonna be coming with us mom? Yes Naru, he's waiting outside, Kushina told him. Alright, he rushed outside. They made their way towards the academy. Almost everyone bowed. There were some people who showed a hint of hate, but they weren't gonna do something inappropriate in front of their Hokage and the red hot-blooded habanero. Everyone valued their lives. He saw Ino, Shikamaru and Choji along with their parents. Mom, Dad, look, he said pointing to them. Hey you guys, he called out to them, waving at them. Hey Naruto, they welcomed him. Choji offered him some of his chips which he took. There was Sasuke alongside his brother Itachi who was being eyed by Ino and Sakura seductively. Speaking of fangirls, he himself felt as if he was being watched by several of lecherous eyes. His sweat dropped. Oi, Naruto. Kiba called who was alongside Shino. He greeted them back. They all gathered together. Ino was in a stalemate. She couldn't decide who was better, Sasuke or Naruto. Sakuta greeted them. There was a shy girl who was standing behind a Hyuga guard. She seemed very scared. He moved forward. Hey there, I am Naruto Namikaze. What's yours? Naruto offered his hand. I am Hinata. Hinata Hyuga. And nice to meet you. Hinata replied stuttering. Nice to meet you too Hinata. I hope we get the same classes so we can be good friends. He gave him a thumbs up. Naruto, come on. It's time. Minato called his son. Coming dad. Naruto left. A friend. Hinata thought with hope. They all left to find their classes. When he found his class he was overjoyed seeing that all of his friends were there as well. Sasuke, Kiba, Shino, Sakura, Shikamaru, Choji, Ino. Even that shy Hinata was there. It was just perfect. Okay, maybe it was not all perfect. There were a good portion of fangirls among there. He wasn't even a ninja yet. How could he have fangirls? He sighed. There were many people who he didn't recognize. He took a seat with Sakura and Sasuke. Do you get the feeling that you are being watched by something very evil? Sasuke whispered so that only Naruto could hear. Wow, you too? Naruto asked. They both nodded and shuddered. And that was how our Blonde Heroes Academy life began. They taught about history, basics about ninja techniques, about chakra and as such. After the theory classes they went out for practical class. Naruto nailed all the bull's eyes with kunai and shuriken throwing, Sasuke followed suit. Even being pure amateurs, the whole class showed promise. Naruto's body techniques were top-notch as training with Kakashi, Kushina and Minato. Only Sasuke was close to him, although in amount of pure strength it was astonishingly Choji. Kiba was good, but because of his short temper he was prone to mistakes. Hinata was also impressive with her gentle fist style. Everyone was doing well. As a basic technique they all were told to make a clone which everyone nailed but Naruto. It seemed his chakra control was poor. No matter what he said he was given a poor remark on chakra control. With a sad face he went home with his mom and Kakashi. So how was my little Naru's first day at school went? Kushina asked. Mom, today one of the most stupidest thing happened. Naruto complained. Why dear, what's wrong? Kushina asked. I nailed almost everything they threw at me but I couldn't make a stupid clone. Whenever I made a clone there was only disfigured or some weird ones. Naruto told him. I see. Well I think we should let your dad should know about this. I think he has the perfect thing for you, Kushina said giving his son hope. When Minato came back home, Kushina informed him of Naruto's problem. Minato thought for a bit and took Naruto to a training field in the estate. Naruto, it's not that your chakra control is messed up. You merely have a very large amount of chakra, which is uncommon even for people who has more chakra than average. Minato told him. For you to perform clone technique means you have to have 100% chakra control. I have a better solution for you. Lord Hokage, are you really going to teach him that technique? Kakashi asked. He knew Naruto had unnatural chakra reserves even for someone who has a very large chakra capacity. Yes, I think it will be perfect. He is of enough age to start with it. Plus it will help him in training. Minato said as he made a cross seal with his hands and 2 clones poofed into existence. This Naruto is the shadow clone technique. You can also use this technique to speed up your training. Whatever your clones learn, you also gain their experience as well. Really? Wow, it's so cool. Naruto said with awe. Let's see how many I can make. With that he made the seal and almost 300 clones came into existence. Kakashi was dumbfounded. 300 clones was not an easy feat even for a Junin like him. And a 8-year-old boy made it. He was really impressed. Minato and Kushina both beamed with pride. Naruto then suddenly collapsed. They rushed towards him. Seeing he was merely suffered chakra exhaustion, Kushina took him to his room. Kakashi and Minato decided from tomorrow they'd kick their training up a notch. Meanwhile, in Naruto's bed, Naruto was having a nightmare. The sky was crimson. He saw a boy who was an exact replica like his father. Only he had 3 whisker marks in both sides of his face. He had cuts and bruises all over his body. There was a girl lying beside him. She had pink hair. She had a deep gash across her chest. A boy with black hair was crouching his way towards him using his sword as a support. They were surrounded by pure destruction. Ablaze meteorites were falling like rain. Seems this might be our end. Naruto, the boy with black hair said. Naruto woke up screaming. Kushina and Minato rushed towards their son and soon Kakashi followed. What's wrong, my child? Kushina asked, fearing there was someone trying to harm her son. Naruto, what's wrong, son? Minato asked, his voice filled with anxiety. Kakashi was about to do a search in the house but Naruto stopped his whimpering. He sniffed, hugging his parents. Mommy, I had a very bad dream. He then told them about his dream. Kushina and Minato listened to their son. Then they consoled him. It's just a bad dream, my Naru. Don't worry, Mom is here. Kushina consoled. Come on, you are gonna sleep with us today. With that Minato took Naruto in his arms and took him to his room and let Kushina sleep. Kakashi went back to his own room. Minato went to his study room and started thinking. Naruto's dream resembled a part of the memory the old Naruto showed who came from the future. Perhaps Kurama's memories were starting to affect him. He remembered what the future holds. He needed to prepare. Yes, he had lots of things that required his attention. With that he went to his room and put a hand around his son and drifted off to sleep. Next day, after classes when Naruto went home, Kakashi called him. Naruto, meet me at the training ground after you have freshened up and had a meal. We are going to train. Yes, Kaka bro. Naruto said things pretty fast and went to training ground to meet Kakashi. Bye mom, gonna be at the training ground. Work hard my boy, Kushina waved. Training ground Namikaze Estate. Alright Naruto, before we start I want you to run your chakra through this piece of paper. Kakashi said, handing him a piece of paper. What is this thing, Kaka bro? Naruto asked curiously, taking the paper. It seemed pretty ordinary. These Naruto are papers made from a special kind of tree which are grown and fed with chakra. So even the slightest amount of chakra will make the paper react depending on the nature of chakra. Kakashi informed him. Check mine out. He took a paper and charged a bit chakra through the paper and it wrinkled. This means mine is lighting. If it ignites and turns to ash it means the person has fire nature, if it splits in two it's wind, if it turns to dirt and crumbles away it's earth, if it becomes wet, damp it's water. Now then let's see what you have. Naruto obeyed and the paper split in two. It means I have wind, Kaka bro. Nice. It is pretty rare in Konoha. I can name a very few people. Your father, Hayama Shirakumo, Danzo Shimura, Asumaseru Tobi and a handful of Anbu has that affinity. Kakashi told him. Well, if you want you can ask Asuma or Hayama for tips. For now, I suggest you create some clones to cut this leaf with your chakra. Naruto created about 50 clones and all of the clones took a leaf and started practicing. He sent 3 clone to look for any of them for some tips. He found Hayama Shirakumo at a dango shop with Kosuke Maruboshi and Tekuno Kanden. "Hey guys," Naruto waved. "Hello Naruto. How may we help you?" Hayama asked after all of them had greeted. "Well, you see, I just found out I have wind element but I can't seem to get it right," Naruto answered. "Wow, that's rare. Well, I can't show you here. Let's get to a training ground," Hayama said. "Alright, I am at the training ground in Namikaze Estate," Naruto said and made the cross seal and poofed out of existence. "Huh, a shadow clone." The kid's full of surprise. Tekuno said amazed. "He really is the son of the 4th. It won't surprise me if he learns the trick by the end of the week," Kosuke said. Hayama made his way towards the ground and he finally reached there. He was shocked. There was about 50 clones that was training. He rubbed his eyes. "Damn, pretty soon we will be out of business once these guys take over," he thought. "Naruto?" he called. All the clones looked at him. His sweat dropped. "The real one?" A boy raised his hand. "Come here Naruto." Naruto complied. "Okay, so I mostly use my chakra as an extension of my blade," he said as he took out his sword and ran his chakra through it. "My trick for this element is that I think of my chakra splitting into 2 halves that rub against each other. After they sharpen each other in thin, fine pieces, I rejoin them. Plus I can not only increase my range but also the weapon's sharpness, making my weapon much more deadlier. Listen, when blades of 2 equal ninja clash, the one with the sharper edge will win. Wind nature chakra is the best type for close to mid-range combat." With that knowledge, Naruto gave more attention to the pointers he got and started to make progress little by little. Hayama also stayed for the first 2 days to help him get it right. By the end of the 3rd day, he finally was able to cut a leaf perfectly. "Alright Kaka bro, I nailed it," Naruto exclaimed. Just as he was sure of it, he poofed all the clones out of existence, forgetting about the fatigue that would follow. He collapsed and Kakashi took him home. Next day Kakashi made Naruto do the same exercise again, this time dispelling his clones slowly. "Very good Naruto. I requested Lord Hokage for a person to help us in your training," Kakashi told him. "Ah, seems he is here," Kakashi said. A man with short brown hair and black, almond-shaped eyes came into the field. He wore the same Junin attire as Kakashi. "Hello Kakashi, Naruto. I am Yamato. Lord Hokage asked me to help you with your nature transformation training," the man said. "So then Kakashi, how can I be of your assistance?" Yamato asked politely. "Well, as Naruto have already done the leaf cutting part, I think we should move it to a higher level," Kakashi informed. "Yamato, if you'd do the honors." "Got it," Yamato said as he made a tiger hand seal. Earth style rampart. A gigantic rampart rose up beneath his feet. Then he made boar, dog and ram seal consecutively. Water style. Waterfall basin technique. He finished his technique creating a waterfall. He made some more hand seals and cried, wood style. A tree grew on the surface of the rampant and a pillar shot forward across the waterfall, growing another tree. "There you go. Alright Naruto, the next step for your training is to cut the waterfall in half," Kakashi told Naruto. "Crap," was the only word that came to his mind. He started his waterfall cutting training. Meanwhile, in the Uchiha district, Fugaku's home. "Itachi bro, can you please come and help me with shuriken throwing?" Sasuke begged. "Sorry Sasuke, some other time maybe." Itachi made a hand gesture calling him. Sasuke sighed and then later ran towards him only to poke on the forehead. "OWW, Itachi bro." Itachi started to leave before the gate opened and some members of the Konoha military police force came. "Itachi, we have some questions we would like to ask you." "What is it that you want to ask me?" Itachi asked. "Yesterday we found Shisui Uchiha dead at the riverside." His eyes were taken out. Anabi Uchiha said, "Where were you last night? And how did you come to the conclusion that I had anything to do with it?" Itachi asked. "You were known to be the closest with Shisui." Yashara threatened. "Clearly you can deduce why we came to such conclusion. Also you and Shishu were the only ones who did not come to the clan meeting," Tekka stated. "If you think I had anything to do with it, I can tell you that you will find no proof," Itachi said rather arrogantly. "I did nothing of such actions. And as for yesterday, I was busy with a mission. So if you don't mind I must leave," I am getting late for my duty as a ninja of the village hidden in leaves. Itachi shoved them from his path and went out to road. Your loyalty towards our clan is questionable, Anabi said. What is going on here? Fugaku asked. Anabi, Yashara and Tekka bowed. Lord Fugaku. I am sorry, but even though you are our commander, but we find your son's loyalty questionable. He's a suspect in the murder case of Shisui Uchiha. Yahiro told Fugaku. Clan this, clan that. Your blindness towards your clan is the reason we are such a disgrace. Your blind pride is the reason we can't reach greatness. Itachi said, but Fugaku interrupted. Itachi. Apologize at this moment. Fugaku roared. Itachi bowed. I am sorry. Fugaku also bowed and said, forgive him. Seems those Anbu missions have gone to his heads. He must be very tired with all these missions. I will ask the Hokage to give him a bit of free time, so that he can clear his heads. Very well, but if we ever find anything suspicious. Anabi threatened, and his along with Yashara and Tekka's eyes flared and turned into the Sharingan. You won't find a reason to complain. I assure you, Fugaku said. Itachi only bowed and turned and walked slowly before flaring his own Sharingan. None of them noticed, but only Sasuke saw the tomo in Itachi's eyes spinning and coming together to form 3 evenly spaced curves spiraling around the pupil before his eyes turned to black once more. On a pole no one noticed, but a man in an orange mask witnessed the whole incident. He said with an amused voice, interesting, before teleporting away from that place leaving no trace. It was a week after that incident. Naruto finally was able to cut the waterfall and started his elemental nature manipulation training. Currently he was sparring with Kakashi. Wind style. Gale palm. Naruto cried as soon as he launched several shurikens toward Kakashi, giving the thrown projectiles a boost. Kakashi was able to deflect them thanks to his Sharingan. Even then he felt the projectiles had much force than usual. Naruto made several shadow clones and some of them cried again, wind style, gale palm. Just as before, he threw several kunais before crying out the technique. He was about to deflect them when he noticed that some of those kunais had explosion tag attached to them. He quickly dodged and ran towards the other side. Naruto again did the same move, and this time he also rushed in. Again Kakashi skidded and some Naruto's thrown kunais exploded in smoke and turned into shadow clones. All of them moved in Kakashi with kunais in hands. Kakashi managed to dodge a blow and did a roundhouse kick dispelling a clone. He did an elbow strike to a clone making it poof out of existence. 2 clones came at him sideways. He dodged one and blocked another, punching the first one and spinned to make a sidekick dispelling both clones, but some clone came at him and held him at his place while another rushed in with a kunai. Behind them another Naruto made some seals and cried, wind style, gale palm, after throwing some exploding kunais. This time they managed to hit and the pace was filled with white smoke. Only Naruto could be seen, panting. Very good, Naruto. You were able to kill my shadow clone. Your fighting style has definitely improved. Kakashi congratulated him. Yes, still it was just a shadow clone, Naruto said, disappointed. He wanted to do much better. Naruto, you are an academy student. Killing a Junin-ranked ninja's shadow clone in a spar, I think you should be proud of. I know I would be if I were at your place. Kakashi told him. Thanks Kaka bro. Naruto said and sat down beside him. So how are your seals coming? You said you were working on some seals? Kakashi asked, tossing him a water bottle. Naruto gulped down some water in the bottle and said, well, I have some good ideas, but I am having problem with the design. What are your ideas? Kakashi asked. He was a bit curious. Well, I am working on a seal that will give much more damage than the average explosion tags, and I am trying to create the seal so that I can have the same effect without using any explosion tags, Naruto said. So basically you are trying to create the same effect with the explosion tags, but you won't need them for an explosion on any surface. Kakashi stated. He was impressed. The idea was good to reduce the usage of explosion tags, also it could make anything into a bomb. Also there was the ability to increase or decrease the damage to boot. Other than that, I am working on a seal that I can place on a piece of cloth to carry more weapons and such. Naruto said. I see. Well, good luck. Your ideas are interesting. It'll be something to watch should you manage to make those. Kakashi said. Yeah, thanks Kaka bro. Guess I'm gonna head home. You coming? Naruto asked. Yeah, sure, let me. Before Kakashi could finish, an Anbu interrupted. Kakashi, you have been called by Lord Hokage. You are to be at his side immediately. Follow me. Alright Naruto. Go home. Don't stop anywhere. I'll join you as soon as possible. Kakashi said as he followed the Anbu. With Kakashi. So where is this place I am supposed to meet Lord Hokage? Kakashi asked the Anbu. You are to follow me. I can't reveal the location for security measures. The Anbu said. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. His teacher did trust him the most. He could have just used Flying Thunder God technique if it was that serious. He thought he should just let this situation play out a bit more before taking any actions. He has to keep his guard up though. They arrived at their destination when suddenly the Anbu exploded into smoke. In ambush, Kakashi revealed his Sharingan eye and took a fighting stance. Well, we finally meet on battlefield. Kakashi of the Sharingan, a man said. He had spiky light blue hair and blue eyes. He wore the standard outfit of the Konohagakure shinobi, complete with a flak jacket and a forehead protector on a long band that tapered off. Subiru, Kakashi said. What are you doing? OWH, don't blame him Kakashi. We also want a piece of the great copy ninja. There was a man with long brown hair and red makeup on his face and chin. He wore an umbrella on his back. Allow me the honor to introduce ourselves. I am Shura, he said. This is Toki. He pointed to a man with brown spiky hair who wore a mechanical drilling arm on his right hand. There was a person whose appearance was somewhat feminine who had short, light blue hair held back by a hairband. And this is Manju. What do you all want? And why is Subiru with you? Did he betray the village? Kakashi asked. Simple. We all want your death. Subiru said as he made a shadow clone. Shura aimed the tip of the umbrella at Kakashi. Toki aimed his gauntlet at him and the hand section started spinning. Manju made some hand seals. With Naruto. Naruto was about to leave when there was a swirling distortion right before him. Out of that, a man with a spiral pattern showing his right eye came forward. Hello, I am Tobi. Wanna play with me? He asked in a childlike voice as he tilted his head. Huh? Naruto was confused. A guy out of nowhere just came and of all the things he wanted to play. He needed to be careful. He took out the kunai which his dad gave him. He was told to use it whenever he was in trouble. He ran his wind chakra through the blade. It's really an easy game. Tobi said in the same childlike voice. You only need to die. Another vortex came out of his eye and through several minds. Naruto made the clone seal and 7 clones came into existence. All of them had that chakra-infused kunai. All of them shouted after making some hand seals, wind release, gale palm. The result was instant. Toba's projectiles were halted, threw back and exploded. But there even wasn't a scratch on the man's clutches. What the? Naruto said, a bit astonished. You really are one impressive brat. Tobi said. He was impressed to see a 8-year-old boy to perform that. He rushed towards him after making a ram seal, cried, wood release, cutting technique, and a sharp wooden spike produced from his hand. Just as he was about to impale the boy, he was hit by a blue orb and he activated his intangibility after receiving a moderate damage. You, as I said before, you really are worthy of the title, Yellow Flash, 4th. Tobi said. You. Minato was astonished, but he couldn't afford to be stunned. He quickly flashed and took Naruto to his home and told him to tell his mom everything before flashing again. You are that man, Minato said as he remembered their previous counter. Minato's flashback. It was the long-awaited day. Minato was doing all his works as fast as he could and teleported to Kushina whenever he got some free time. This sure is a day I'll never forget. Kushina said playfully. I wonder what I'll do first when Naruto will be here, she thought. Are you gonna be alright, Kushina? Minato asked. He was really worried and excited. Today was the day Naruto was coming. Of course, Minato. I'll be fine. Just finish your job as soon as you can so we can get started. Kushina assured him. Minato left as soon as he did his paperwork and told a Chunin to bring his wife to the barrier, and he flashed to the cave. At the barrier, when the preparations were done, she lied down and Minato held her hand. An Anbu medical ninja Taji along with Hiruzen's wife, Bawako Sarutobi, was there to help her. Things started to get rough. During childbirth the seal started to weaken a lot. Minato put his hands on Kushina's exposed belly, trying to stabilize the seal. A strong cry could be heard. Naruto was born. Outside, the Anbu guarding the cave saw a man with a long hooded black cloak and a yellow-orange mask with black pattern. Ha ha ha. I am a father now. Minato said with joy. Naruto, we finally meet. Kushina said in a weak voice. Bawako showed both of them their son before moving away to give Kushina and Minato some space to work on the seal. Alright, I know it's rough having just given birth, but we need to completely suppress the 9 tails again. Minato started to work on the seal. With a scream, both Taji and Bawako fell to the ground, dead. The masked man had Naruto in his hands and said, Fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze. Step away from the Jinchuriki. Or this child will die after its first minute. The man threatened. Who are you? Minato asked. He was panicking. He heard Kushina whimper in pain. Kushina. The 9 tails was trying to break away from the seal. Hurry up and move away from the Jinchuriki. Don't you care what happens to you, little brat? The man asked. Wait. Stay calm. Minato pleaded. Speak for yourself, I am supremely calm. The masked man said and threw Naruto up and drew a kunai in his left hand. Naruto, Kushina screamed and Minato flashed and caught his baby. Impressive. However, the man said. Minato. Naruto. Kushina was afraid. Explosion tags, Minato thought. Before the explosion could take place, he flashed and took Naruto from the blanket. Phew. Naruto's not hurt. He forced me to use Flying Thunder God. His target was Kushina, so he separated us. Gotta hurry, he thought as he flashed once more to put Naruto to a safe place. He flashed again just to see Kushina about to get smothered by the now free fox, but he was able to save her. They don't call you the Yellow Flash for nothing, but you're too late, the man said. Minato. Naruto. Is Naruto alright? Her voice was even weaker than before. Yeah, he's fine. He's in a safe place right now. Minato replied. Thank goodness, Kushina said. Minato, you have got to stop that man and the 9 tails. They are planning to hit the village. Hearing that, he flashed once more to take Kushina to Naruto. Just be with Naruto for now, my love. He went to the wardrobe and put on his Hokage robe. Good luck, Minato. And thank you, Kushina said. I'll be right back. Minato told her and flashed once more. The moon was shining brightly. Streets of Konoha were still filled with civilian and ninja. Fugaku was talking with Genma Shiranui when a huge shadow enveloped them. Genma's senbon fell. Everyone in the street looked upwards with eyes filled with terror. Red fur, white teeth, 9 tails. It's the 9 tails. Someone screamed. The fox roared, lifted a paw and brought it down, smashing a building into pieces. The shock wave was enough to push back all of the people there. The fox advanced. People started running around with panic. Everyone had only one thought: run away. A yellow flash. Minato stood atop the Hokage monument. Did you notice me? He said. Kyuubi looked at him, his teeth showing as if he were smiling. He stood on toe feet and put all his tails close to his mouth and started forming a large sphere. Tailed beast bomb, Minato thought. He had to stop it no matter what the cost. He drew one of his special kunais after doing a unique set of hand seals. I won't let you destroy this, he said, and he thought, with that much power I has to got to carefully choose where I redirect it. Kyuubi fired the massive ball of destruction. The ball halted as soon as it came in contact with Minato's created barrier. The barrier formed around the bomb and teleported the bomb away. A huge explosion was heard. Minato thought about his next actions but broke out of his thoughts when the masked man teleported behind him and tried to touch him. Minato reacted and slashed only to see that his attack merely passed through. The man laughed. Minato tried slashing again. This time the man blocked it, locking his hand with him. I am your opponent, and you're done for, the man said as he started sucking Minato into the pocket dimension his eye granted. Minato teleported away with a flash as soon as he thought he had no other option. He got away, so fast, the man said. He looked at the village and saw the Kyuubi rain mayhem on the village. Minato flashed at spot where the last battle with the masked man took place. He thought, my attack passed right through him. What was that technique? Who was that guy? He thought for a moment what to do. I am worried about the village, but... His thoughts were interrupted when a swirling distortion in front of him took place and the man teleported to that place. How did you get this far in just the blink of an eye? The man asked. Minato got up and took a fighting stance. Who are you? Why are you attacking the leaf? He asked. What good would it do if I told you? You'll all be finished off in no time anyway, the man mocked. "There is no hope for you," he said as chains fell attached to braces on his wrist resembling shackles. He shot forward as he threw his chain behind him. He threw some kunais as he also shot forward. Before the man reacted, Minato flashed right behind him and threw some punches. He dodged some and let some pass. "Are you Madara Uchiha?" Minato asked between trading blows. "The ability to slip past Leaf's security, summoning the nine tails. This only matches him, but he can't be. He is supposed to be dead." The man questioned him back, "What do you think?" and pulled his chain as he tried to hit him with it, only for Minato to teleport away. Minato figured that wasn't best for body techniques. He decided to keep it close combat. He kept the man on his toes as Minato teleported all around him, making some minor cuts. The man was good with his chains as he deflected his thrown projectiles and blocked some of his slashes. With amazing speed, he flashed behind him to throw a kick followed by a punch. He flashed a bit far as he thought of his next actions when they felt a tremor. Minato, not taking his off the enemy, readied himself for another assault, but his face showed worry. "You seem concerned for the village," the man started, "but that doesn't mean you can let me out of your sight, does it? You must be feeling conflicted, fourth Hokage. I'll just have to trust that the third Hokage and the villagers can take care of the hidden leaf. Right now, I've got to focus on finishing this guy off," he thought as he took another battle stance. As they were having a close combat clash with kunai and chain, he suddenly flashed right in front of him as he placed his hand on his heart. Now, a seal beneath his palm was seen that soon expanded at the man's left side with yellow light. "What is this, a contract seal?" the man asked. "The nine tails no longer belongs to you," Minato answered and teleported away from his opponent. He threw a kunai, which the man let it pass through him, only to see that Minato was right on top of him with a blue orb in his right hand. "Spiraling sphere," Minato cried as the ball crashed into the man. "Flying Thunder God, level 2 inches. R." The man cried as he activated his intangibility to let the ball pass, and he shot forward. He and Minato had stared at each other. Both of them shot forward. Minato started creating a spiraling sphere in each hand. He whispered, "Heaven and earth exploding funeral," as he rushed forward while remaining intangible, leaving a trail of explosive tags behind him, detonating them when he stopped. Minato was astonished. He destroyed all of the kunais that were placed in the battlefield. "So is that it? Does your secret lie in your kunais?" the man asked, curious. Luckily, Minato had already marked the man. He teleported just as the man became solid, taking advantage. He hit him with both of the orbs simultaneously, blasting the man into the air. Then he teleported behind the man, slamming another blue orb into the man, making him crash into the ground. He teleported a bit far from his fallen opponent. The man got up panting. He had some serious wounds, showing how ravaging was Minato's technique. "You're worthy of your title, fourth Hokage. Inflicting this much injury upon me and separating me from the nine tails," the man commended. "But he will be mine for good one day. I shall rule this world. There are plenty of ways to go about it," he said as he teleported away. Given his tone, he's not joking around, Minato thought. But for now, he couldn't finish as there was another tremor. He flashed again right on top of Kyuubi, who was preparing another tailed beast bomb. He was riding on Gamabunta, who fell crashing on top of Kyuubi and interrupted the beast's concentration. "Not so fast, you moron," Gamabunta said. "Lord Hokage." "I know," Minato said as he started making some hand seals and jumped onto the fox's head, teleporting himself along with the fox. He flashed them to an area far away the leaf and once more teleported to Kushina. He had Bati along with his child in this forest. He was panting hard. "Are you okay?" he asked, panting. "Somehow. Breath. I managed to get this far," he said, gasping. "But I don't have much chakra left." The fox looked at them with malicious eyes. Stop him, one way or another. There are things, precious things, I must protect," he said with conviction. "As long as I have that, I swear." He got up as he looked at the fox. "I'll never give up." He started making the hand seals but was interrupted by Kushina. "Wait. I can still do it." She turned as her back was faced at the fox. She gritted her teeth and produced some chakra chains that went into the ground and shot from the ground to form all around the fox, binding him. She started coughing. Kushina, Minato, was now on the verge of tears. "I'll take the nine tails with me, to my death," Kushina told him. "So that The interval until he emerges again. Cough is delayed. It's all I can do to help you two right now, with my remaining chakra. Thank you for everything, up till now. Kushina. You're the one who made me the fourth Hokage, who made me a man. Minato said as he hugged his son and wife, and made me this child's father. And yet I am useless. Minato, don't look so sad. I'm happy I got to be loved by you. Plus today is Naruto's birthday. So, Kushina kept going with her weak voice. Most of all, if I were to imagine me alive, and our future together as a family of 3, then I can't see us anything but happy. Minato started sighing now. Kushina said, but if I were allowed one regret, I wish I could have seen Naruto grow up. Minato was struggling to hold back his tears. Kushina, there is no need for you to die to kill the 9 tails. Preserve what little of chakra remains for your reunion with Naruto. Minato said, confusing Kushina. Minato kept going. I am going to seal the rest of your chakra inside Naruto. It'll be part of an 8-sign sealing. And I'll take the 9 tails with me. Not being a Jinchuriki. The only sealing technique I can do. Reaper Death Seal. Be you. But you will die. Before Kushina could finish, Minato interrupted her. One more thing. I will seal away only half of the 9 tails. Partly because it's impossible to seal away so much power, and also to preserve the power balance between the elemental nations. I will seal half of the 9 tails in Naruto. Kushina, I know you won't like this, but remember the prophecy Master Jiraiya told us? I became sure of 2 things today. 1. That masked man who attacked you will bring catastrophe to this world. 2. This child, our son, will stop him. He will open up the future as a Jinchuriki. I have no idea how, but I am sure of it. Minato, can't we do anything to avoid this? Kushina pleaded, hoping that her son would not have to suffer the same pain she had to as the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki, a human sacrifice. Kushina, you know just as well as I do, it is impossible. I can't ask of another parent to sacrifice their child if I myself can't do that. Let's believe in him, he said as he started to make required, seeing that her son would have to suffer for the rest of his life, not to mention that he would never have the love of a father. Her heart fell. Unwillingly one of her chakra chain came loose, giving the demon fox the opening to use his claw to kill the child along with his parents. He lifted his paw, extended one of his claws to attack. There was an orange flash. I never thought I would have the chance to fight you again once more, Minato said as he took a battle stance with kunai in each hand. This time I am going to kill you, he said as he charged in. Toby ejected several wind demon shuriken after making several hand signs, crying, fire style. Phoenix sage flower nailed crimson, making all the projectiles far more deadlier. Minato threw a kunai straight at him, which Toby let it pass, and Minato flashed right above him. This time he passed straight through him, and Toby also stepped forward. Minato flashed once more to another point. I won't fall for the same trick again and again. Fourth. Toby chuckled. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Guess this won't be just flash and hit, I guess, he thought as he started to make a plan to defeat his enemy. Bingo. He threw his kunai once more as he made a clone seal and cried, kunai shadow clone. He could only do one thing, become intangible. He cursed, his time was running short. He won't be able to stay in this state much longer. He became solid once more to do a technique, but he was ravaged by 2 blue orbs from behind. He cursed once more, this was getting too old. He cried, earth style, hiding mole, and dived into the ground. Minato threw a kunai to a tree and flashed at it and stood on a branch. Where are you? He thought. Soon he saw Toby come out the ground as he made a hand seal. The whole place was filled with explosion, but the damage did not reach any of them. Minato chuckled. So he really has figured out my secret. You know I still have lots of kunais left, Minato told the attacker. This can go all day. Although I wonder if you have enough bombs to keep it up. Yeah, this is getting boring, isn't it? Alright, how about this? He asked as he made a tiger seal and cried, fire style. Blast wave wild dance. A massive fire vortex came and started making its way towards Minato. Mionto threw some kunais and flashed towards the kunai that was the furthest away from the vortex. As soon as he flashed there, he threw his kunai upwards and flashed once more. He repeated the action and this time threw them towards Toby and made the clone seal for executing the kunai shadow clone technique once more. This time he drew kunais in both hands and started deflecting them, and this time he really did deflect almost all of them. Seems he's gotten better in terms of reflexes than the last time we clashed, Minato thought. He created 2 blue orbs and started flashing as soon as he saw Toby was almost done deflecting. He cried, "Space-time!" spiraling serial spheres, and was teleporting randomly around Toby. Even with his Sharingan, Toby was having trouble to predict where he would make appearance and attack, and in the confusion to his surprise Mionto slammed his technique onto Toby's chest, doing a lethal damage. Toby managed to make a ram seal, and cried, "Wood style!" cutting sprigs, and several sharp wooden spikes produced from his upper body, and they spread like branches, but they merely managed to minor cuts on his opponent as he was thrown, and his spikes were crushed by Minato's spiraling spheres. "You really are something, you know that, fourth. Seems I can never win against you. Don't worry, I plan to change this very soon," he said and teleported away. Minato cursed. Even though he wanted to kill the guy slowly and painfully, he had to let him go. He was low on chakra and exhausted. He decided to check on Naruto, and just as he was about to flash he heard an explosion. With Naruto. After hearing everything, Kushina sent Naruto to a safe bunker below the house. He knew it was the most safest place, for now. Naruto complied. Kushina activated the seals around the house which would let her know if anyone intruded their home. She and Minato made some seals that would respond to anyone other than those welcome at their home. A tattoo were made on her hand which consisted of several leaves. Each leaf was for a specific seal, so she would know where the intruder was coming from. After extracting Kurama, Kushina was severely weakened to the state that her chakra coils were damaged so much that she couldn't execute a simple ninja technique. Her only hope was her chakra chains alongside several weapons she kept in the house. She equipped a heavy armor that was identical to the samurai's and 2 hip pouches with a weapon holsters on each thigh. She equipped a sword and walked outside just as she could feel a leaf glowing and slightly burning. Well, looks like the demon-loving bitch is here to entertain us," Anabi said. "Ha ha ha, you really think you can do anything against us?" Yashara said. "We know you have casted an illusion over our Lord Hokage. Once we kill you he'll be free from your curse and reward us handsomely." "Enough, let's just get this over with. We also have to kill the demon brat too. She's merely a minion," Tekka said as he brandished his tanto. The others followed suit and the 3 flared their Sharingan. Kushina was mad, but she had to keep her emotions in check. She couldn't just charge in. She drew her sword in a defensive stance. "Damn, I can't do much against those eyes." She mentally cursed and started to formulate a plan. Anabi dashed forward and Kushina blocked it. She gritted her teeth and ran some chakra on her blade, strengthening it as well as making it much sharper. Anabi jumped back as soon as he saw his tanto was about to be snapped in 2. Kushina took this chance and threw some kunais attached with some tags and jumped away from the area. The tags exploded and there was explosive tag balls attached to the kunais. The explosion were much more destructive than the Uchihas thought. "Damn, the bitch is annoying," Anabi cursed. He got some second-degree burns along Tekka. "Yashara, you okay?" Tekka asked. I will manage once I have skinned that bitch alive." Yashara received some major damages. He had third-degree burns on his face. "We underestimated her," Tekka said. "No more playing. We finish this now." Meanwhile, Kushina was hiding on a tree giving finishing touches to her trap. As soon as she did that, she jumped and threw some more kunai wrapped with exploding tags and ran towards the forest. "Why you?" Yashara was mad and did some signs and cried, "Fire style! Great fireball!" and jumped backwards while Anabi and Tekka jumped sideways. They chased after her. "Where are you, you whore?" Yashara screamed. "Calm down, Yashara," Tekka said. "Look closely. She has got to be here somewhere." "I agree," Anabi said as he gave more attention to his surroundings. "She can't escape our Sharingan." Meanwhile, when Naruto heard the explosion, he could not just stay at the bunker a moment. He dashed outside and saw 3 Uchihas pursuing her mom. Anabi, Tekka and Yashara were searching the forest thoroughly. Tap, tap. Anabi pursued the sound as soon as he heard it. The others followed. Just as Anabi was in the barrier Kushina had planted, an explosion was heard. Yes, the barrier method formation was a success. When the smoke died out, Anabi was found dead. Kushina had to move fast as the area was compromised. She jumped from branch to branch but found several kunais louched at her. She deflected and her armor saved her from the assault. "Mom," Naruto cried and came right behind her. Yashara had moved and made some hand seals and cried, "Fire style! Great fireball!" and used it as a continuous flamethrower. Naruto created some clones and grabbed her mom and jumped to a safe location. The shadow clones each threw kunai and shurikens and made the clone seal, and they all made some more head seals and cried, "Wind release, Gale Palm." The sheer amount of shuriken and kunai was amazing. Not to mention the power behind it. The thrown projectiles caught on fire as they shot through the flames. He saw all the kunais and shurikens ablaze and coming right at him, but he could do nothing. He was impaled by those and was surrounded by explosions. "Yeah," Naruto and Kushina chorused. But their victory was cut short. "Qua!" Tekka screamed. You little pieces of shit. I will destroy you." He was grief-stricken. "Why you?" Naruto jumped forward to engage the guy. "Stop," a fourth voice was heard. Tekka was relieved to see the man. "Lord Fugaku," Tekka said. Naruto turned to look and saw his mom unconscious. Fugaku licked her cheek and said, "It's a shame I have to kill such a fine piece of beauty. But duty calls." Naruto was furious. He dared to touch his mother like that. He said once more, "I'll kill the you first, demon brat. Then I'll feast upon this body and slowly kill the demon-loving bitch." The man started laughing maniacally. Naruto couldn't hold his anger off any longer. He screamed. His whole body felt as if it were on fire. His eyes turned to red with black slits. He gave a violent scream and shot forward with such a speed that even the Sharingan couldn't follow. He was right on top of him and aimed his palm right at him. A kunai attached to a chain shot forward from his palm, and it was of chakra, purple chakra. It went right through the skull and it teared the whole body in half. Kushina was about to fall, but Naruto caught her. "Monster!" Tekka screamed as he ran away screaming. Naruto collapsed just as Tekka was out of sight. From afar a pair of red eyes saw the whole incident and shed a tear of blood before the person bursted into crows. As soon as Minato heard the explosion, he went to that direction. As soon as he reached, he saw the Hokage tower was in shambles. What the hell has happened here? Minato started to look for any signs for life and heard explosion once more. I can't waste my time here. I need to check on Naruto. He thought and made some shadow clones and flashed once more. He flashed just where his son was. Ow, my son. Kushina. He held both of them, hugging them tightly. I am so sorry for not being here earlier. He saw that both of them were pretty exhausted, but he was relieved. His beloved wife and son was okay. He quickly flashed and took them to the hospital. He stayed at the hospital and sent shadow clones to investigate. He would leave only and if there was a catastrophic event in the village. He got one of his clones' memories. Seems his clones were doing just fine. With Kakashi. Just as Kakashi took a battle stance, Manju shot launched several strands of wire towards him. Kakashi jumped back and dodged them. Toki shot his hand from the gauntlet and it almost impacted with Kakashi, but he used body replacement technique to evade it. The log exploded and damaged a finger on the hand of the gauntlet. Your device is pretty impressive, you know, Kakashi commended. Shura spewed flames at Kakashi with his umbrella. Shit, his attack covers a wide area. Kakashi made some hand seals and cried, Earth style, mud wall. A solid wall of earth erupted from the ground and blocked the flames. He readied himself, but he cursed when he looked upwards. Shura was gliding the air while the top was spinning. He cried, Senbon shower. Kakashi made some hand seals and cried, Earth style, hiding mole. Kakashi went into the ground. Fuck, where is that bastard? Subiru asked. He was getting a bit frustrated. Kakashi emerged just behind Toki with a lighting blade in his left hand and it dug right into his heart. Ah! With a cry his body started to fall forward. No, Toki! Manju screamed in despair and threw some wires right after making some hand signs. He cried, murderous grasp. Kakashi's Sharingan helped him escape and the wires constricted the falling body of Toki and they went right through his body, chopping his fallen comrade into pieces. No, no, no. You piece of shit, he was furious. It took Subiru this long, but he finally managed to complete his technique. With the aid of his shadow clones he rushed toward Kakashi while Shira decided to flank him. Shira spewed flames once more with his umbrella and Kakashi once more made a mud wall. Subiru's clones held him in place and Subiru thrust forward his hand with open fingers. He cried, "Soul-body separation." To his and Shira's surprise, Kakashi bursted into lighting, electrocuting both Shira and Subiru. Manju's eye widened. It was a lightning-release shadow clone. Then where was the real one? As if to answer him, Kakashi emerged right behind him and charged at him with lightning blades in each hand. He cried, "Lightning blade, twin lightning shiver," and struck Manju with one, sending him into air, and repeatedly kept hitting him with the same blade in a zigzag formation into the air back and forth, and when he was above Manju he slammed his other blade into him, driving him into the ground. He jumped away from his opponent and started panting. That took a lot out of him. He went to Subiru and Shira. They were still breathing. He decided to take them to the interrogation chamber, but he was out of breath. He decided to wait a bit more and summoned Pakun to send him to Hokage Tower and bring backup. When Pakun left, he decided to wait a bit more and decided to take a soldier pill, but he was shocked when Shira got up and aimed his umbrella at him. Shit, I can't dodge it in time. I can't even move a muscle. He decided to bluff his way out of this situation. Listen, I don't know you and I'm pretty sure we have no personal conflicts. If you stop and surrender, I will see to it that you get the less punishment between you and Subiru. Subiru thought for a second, then said, "Nah, I think I'll kill you and leave." Just as he was about to fire, a yellow flash could be seen and then a blue orb crashed into him. Spiraling sphere, Minato cried. Shira was thrown back, but he was dead, that was they both were certain of. "You okay, Kakashi?" Minato asked. "Yeah, master. Though I have had better days." Kakashi said jokingly. "Yeah, we all have." Minato said. "Is everything alright, master?" Kakashi asked in a serious tone. He could guess something bad has happened. The Hokage Tower is ruined. Someone destroyed the whole place. And Naruto and Kushina, they were attacked. Minato informed him. "What, how are they?" Kakashi's jaw dropped. Who would dare to attack the Hokage's son and wife? He thought. "Let's go, master," he said as he started to get up. "Calm down, Kakashi. You clearly need rest. Catch your breath," Minato said. Kakashi was about to protest, but Minato said, "Kakashi, I am a clone. My real self is at the hospital with Naru and Kushina. Seems they were able to kill the attackers somehow. Thank goodness." Kakashi gave a sigh. "Master? How many were there? Any idea who the attackers were?" Kakashi asked. "There were 4, and they all were Uchihas. And I had a face-off with the masked man I told you about." Minato told him. "What? The situation is this worse? I'm guessing you kicked his ass?" Kakashi asked. "Yeah, that I did, but he got away again," Minato said bitterly. "Alright, I guess I am good as I can get for now." "Let's go, master," Kakashi said. Minato placed a hand on his shoulder and teleported themselves to the hospital. As soon as they went back, the clone vanished. Kakashi was immediately patched up. He was merely suffering from chakra exhaustion. "Alright, Kakashi, now tell me what happened," Minato said, and Kakashi started telling him everything from the Anbu imposter to the moment his master came. "I see. Seems this was all planned," Minato said. He told Kakashi how he found the masked man with Naruto. "I have sent my clones to almost anywhere and everywhere. Seems the coup d'état has been avoided." Suddenly he received a disturbing memory. "Oh no, it seems Lord Sarutobi has been injured," he said, and he made some clones and flashed as he left them in the hospital. "Great, this cannot get any worse," Kakashi said. At Sarutobi household, Minato went there as fast as he could. He found Hiruzen lying, his half-side was beneath a wall, a deep wound at his right abdomen region could be seen. "Lord Hiruzen, Lord Hiruzen," Minato cried as he lifted the wall and threw it away. "Oh no, his chakra signature is fading fast." Minato flashed at the hospital and he was taken in the operation theater. "How dare they? Those bastards, they will pay," Minato said furiously. Danzo was seen coming at his direction. "Lord Hokage, seems your clones have almost taken care of this mayhem single-handedly. You truly are a fearsome man indeed. I do not require flattery at the moment, Danzo. Speak what you have in mind and leave," Minato said. Quote, I am sorry for your family, but I must remind you that I did tell you to take steps as soon as possible, but you insisted on waiting and letting them make the first move. Now do you see what your decision has brought? Your own son and wife had to suffer for your delusional ways of peace. Danzo said arrogantly. I admit that I did not do as you said, but do not dare to question my authority, Danzou. I am Hokage. I did my best to avoid the worst. I will not cause bloodshed on presumptions, Minato said. But by now you should have enough evidence that the Uchihas are behind this attack? Even if they are not the mastermind, they are in league with them. Danzo said, yes, I believe I do have enough. Leave. I need to decide what should be the best course of action. Minato said, and Danzo left. I can't just kill innocent people, but I also can't just let this fly. What do I do? Minato thought. As Danzo was making his way towards the exit, he smirked. Seems his new eye was working perfectly. The Uchiha compound was in chaos. There was blood everywhere. The streets, the road was all clad in blood. A ninja equipped in standard Anbu uniform was walking alone with a bloodied sword in his hands. He had blood all over his uniform. He was crying. He kept going. Lord Danzo, seems someone is massacring our men at the Uchiha compound. An ANBU said. What? Who is doing this? Danzo asked. It seems it's Itachi Uchiha. The Anbu replied. Oh no. Danzo cursed. This is not what I had planned. I need to gather more eyes. Hyo, I have a mission for you. Only a level of your ninja can accomplish this task. I am yours, Lord Danzo. Hyo said. What is it that my lord desires for me to do? You are to go to the Uchiha compound and get me minimum 5 Sharingan eyes. More if possible. If you have 5 in possession and think that your life is in danger, you may return. But you must dispose of the bodies you have taken eyes from. Now go, Danzo commanded. This time I will have my ways with those accursed eyes. Hyo went to the Uchiha compound. This place sure is a mess, he thought. Time to get started, he said as he unsheathed his tanto. He moved carefully, sticking to the shadows. He carefully took out 6 Sharingan and placed it into a liquid-filled jar. He destroyed the bodies with fire release techniques. He trod carefully and looked for more eyes when he spotted a man with a bloodied sword. He knew it was Itachi Uchiha. Shit, it's that Uchiha. I should just get the fuck out of here. I already did finish my objective, he thought, and made his way to route headquarters. Itachi went to his mom and found her dead. No, not mother too. He fell to his knees and cried, gritting his tear. He had to find his younger brother. With Sasuke. Sasuke was at a training ground when he heard an explosion. He quickly went to the village only to find the village was filled with fire and explosions. A Chunin came and took him to the Hokage Monument's safe house. He saw many other of his classmates, but where was his best friend? He looked but could not find one Naruto Namikaze. He shouted, Naruto, are you here? Please answer me if you are here. Everyone looked at him. He felt a bit embarrassed, but he really needed that guy at the moment. He was a bit shy after all, and he hardly knew any of them. He bowed and said, I am sorry. I'm just looking for my best friend. He saw a man with golden hair make his way towards him. Hello, Sasuke. Don't worry, Naruto's alright. Just stay put for a while, okay? Once all this is over you can meet my son. Minato said. Yes, Lord Hokage. Thank you. He bowed once more. He saw Itachi making his way to him. What is Itachi doing here? He saw Itachi telling the Hokage something. The Hokage threw a kunai on the roof, which dug into it and then poofed out of existence. After a moment, the Hokage was back on the same spot with a yellow flash. Wow, Lord Hokage is so awesome, Sasuke thought. Itachi then made his way towards Sasuke and sat right beside him. Hey little brother, Itachi said. What's up, Itachi? Is something wrong? Sasuke asked. You know no matter what I'll love you. You know that, right? Itachi asked. Of course, brother. Is something wrong? Sasuke asked again. Nothing is wrong, brother. Nothing at all. Itachi said as he closed his eyes and leaned back against the wall. Not yet, that is, he thought mentally. Sasuke closed his eyes as well and fell to sleep. When he woke up, he was at Naruto's home. Konohamaru was also there sleeping. He thought for a moment what to do but decided to just sleep for the moment. Itachi will come for him. Naruto's dreamscape. Naruto was walking through a dark corridor. It had pipes running all over and it was filled with some liquid substance that reached his knees. He kept walking until he was a grand gate. There were two malicious red eyes looking right at him. He saw white teeth that was glimmering. Naruto was afraid, really afraid. But he wouldn't show fear to anyone. No matter how strong the enemy was. Whatever it was. Seems my container has decided to honor me with his presence? What do I hold the honor of this meeting? The monster said in a mocking tone. I am Naruto. What's your name? Naruto asked. I am the nine-tailed demon fox. The fox roared. He showed Naruto himself and he was big, really big. Ow crap, what the hell do I do now? Naruto thought. Where the hell are we? Why are you here? Naruto asked in a shaking tone. I was sealed here, the fox said. Haven't you heard the story how your great father defeated the monster nine-tailed demon fox? It was you? Naruto was panicking. Wait, are you really evil? The fox face palmed. I am a tailed beast. Of course I am evil, the fox said. Really? But you look sad, as if you were missing someone dearly. Naruto said. How did you come to that conclusion? The fox demanded. It's just. Never mind, it's stupid anyway. Naruto said. Naruto. Kurama was touched. This boy did not just feared or hated him but treated him as an equal. But he will absolutely not wig his tails for anyone until he proved himself. This brat was nowhere near his partner. Boy's sympathy will get you nowhere. I suggest you leave. You will not make me your slave. The fox said. That's okay, fox. I don't need your power. I'll become the Hokage. I'll fight to protect the village and I never go back on my word. So just sit back and enjoy the show. Naruto said. He really wasn't feeling fear towards this fox. No matter what, he did not felt fear or anger towards this beast. Suddenly the view was fading. Huh? He said and he woke up. He was hugged by both his parents. OWW. Mom, Dad, you're crushing me. Naruto said. We were worried, sick son, Kushina said. Naruto, what you did was reckless but it was really brave. I am proud of you, my son. He ruffled his hair. Well, of course. After all, I am his master. Naruto? Kakashi said as he gave an eye smile. Thanks guys, but I need to talk to you. Naruto said. When that man touched Mom, I was mad beyond control. I let my rage take over me and I killed him. Naruto started crying. Mom, Dad, a kunai attached to a chain shot right through my palm and it went through the man. I am a monster. Son, calm down, Minato said and Kushina hugged her tightly. Minato kept going. We are ninja. There will be times when we will have to kill. It just is the way of our lives. Killing is never good, but if you are doing it to protect someone precious it might be okay. And what you did nothing but made all of us proud. I love you, son. Don't you dare say you are a monster. I'll show you, monster, she said as her hair started to rise. Bloody habanero, Naruto and Minato screamed. Kakashi started to sweat a lot. You won't get a nastier monster than that. Kushina laughed and they followed. So you shot chains? Huh, you know I have something similar to that ability. Although I don't think I can use that anymore, Kushina said. Letting that damn fox out almost killed me. Mom, about that. I think I have that giant fox in me, Naruto said and everyone became serious. What are you talking about? Kakashi asked. Kaka bro, I know the fox was not killed. I think Dad sealed it in me, Naruto said. Naruto. Kushina started but was interrupted by Minato. Son, do you hate me? Minato asked. No Dad, I couldn't, even if I wanted to. As a Hokage you had to stop the threat and as a father you chose me, entrusting the safety of this village. That only served to make my resolve stronger, Naruto said. Besides, the fox looked less evil and more lonely. Maybe my company might lighten him up and maybe he will change his ways. Kushina cried, my baby's all grown up. Pretty soon he'll have a girl in his life and will forget me. You never cease to amaze me, son, Minato thought. 2 weeks later, Jiraiya and Tsunade had returned when they heard about the coup d'état. Naruto received a smack from Tsunade for his recklessness. Jiraiya was proud and was thinking if he could take the kid as an apprentice. Naruto learned to talk with the fox consciously and decided to melt the ice. At first, Kurama did not even bother to talk, but soon he decided to make small talks just for the heck of it. And then Hashirama stabbed Madara in the back. That was the end of it, I think, the fox said. You know, I have been thinking, but you really are not evil. Naruto said. I think you were forced to attack Konoha then, just like in the story where Madara made you do it. Oh yeah? If that is so, then why don't you open this door? Then you'll see what I am. The fox said. You know what, I think I will do it. My dad beat you once, I can do it too. Naruto said. Faye, go away kid, I will go to sleep. Kurama said, and just as he turned he felt something. He turned and saw the gate was open. He shouted, you fool. Now I shall destroy everything you hold dear. He ran forward. You will do no such thing, fox. Naruto said as he moved into the cage. Massive interlocking torii fell on Kurama, imprisoning it, and he jumped and sat right in front of his right eye. I don't get why you keep saying you hate humans and all. But I promise I will take care of all that hate inside you one day. Answer me one thing, boy. Why do you care? Kurama asked. You know I won't interfere with you or take over or anything. Yet why do you care? Because you share my body. You are family. Naruto leaved and a new gate formed while the torii disappeared on the fox. Not like the old one, but they still have most things common, the fox thought. Naruto got up. He had been lying for a while. What the hell did I do that for? He decided to create some clones and make them spar with each other. He really needed to increase his speed and power. Unknown to him, the scleras in his eyes were red. The pupil were still round, but it was as if someone dyed his eyes in red. With Sasuke. Sasuke was more than depressed. He still couldn't believe his parents were dead. It felt as if it was only hours ago he talked with them. His father's disappointment, his mother's love. He yearned for it, but at least he had his brother at least. They started to live with the Sarutobis. Konohamaru had lost his parents. Hiruzen, Asuma, Konohamaru were the last Sarutobis, and Itachi and Sasuke were the last Uchihas alive. Itachi was thinking about the future. Is it our fate that our clan will always be tainted? He remembered his encounter with the Hokage. Lord Hokage, please, this is the only thing I can do to get retribution for my clan. Itachi pleaded. Itachi, you were the one who looked for the greater good, that is why you chose the village over your clan. I will not let you take fall for something that was not your fault. Minato said. I killed root members. That. Itachi was interrupted. So there was root members who slaughtered your clan? Minato asked. So it seemed, Lord Hokage. Itachi said. Call for Danzo Shimura. It is of utmost importance. I wish to face him immediately. Minato ordered, and 2 Anbu left for Danzo. Danzo came right after some minutes. You wished an audience with me, Lord Hokage? Danzo said as he bowed. Yes, some disturbing news has reached my ears. Minato said. What is it, my lord? Danzo asked. This Itachi Uchiha has slaughtered a good amount of Anbu which were under your command. What punishment do you propose? Minato asked. Only death can make amends for what he has done. He has killed my most loyal men, Danzo said dramatically. I see. Very well, but I do wish to know when I assigned you Anbu? Last time I checked they were supposed to listen only to me. Did those belong to that root organization? Minato asked. No, my lord. They were more of a personal guard. Danzo was in a pinch. Damn, I am in a pinch here. Should I use the power of my eyes? But Itachi might see through it, Danzo thought. I don't remember assigning Anbu guards to you. Minato said. They were from root, that is true, but the organization has been disbanded as you commanded. Danzo said. They were found killing the innocent Uchihas. Those who did not lift a finger against the village were killed by your personal guards. What do you have to say about that? Minato said. Shit, he knows this much. Damn you, Itachi. Danzo thought as he started to say, Lord Hokage, I must say I had no idea, although I cannot blame them. The Uchihas did cause mayhem. Maybe those who didn't participate was actually the second wave. Most of them did not even possess the Sharingan. They were mere civilian. My own mother was killed. She was a simple housewife. She had no talent or desire to do anything with being a ninja. What was her fault? Itachi asked, his anger showing. Itachi, calm down, Minato ordered. It seems this will never end. As you no longer have your personal guards, I assigned 2 Anbu as your guards. It won't be necessary, Lord Ho. Danzo was cut off by Minato. No, Danzo, I insist. You may leave. Very well, Lord Hokage. Thank you for this kindness. Danzo said as he left, and 2 Anbu followed him. I must tread carefully from now on. Thankfully my new eyes will still give me enough liberty to execute my plans as I wish. A week later, everyone who saw Naruto's eyes were astonished or amazed. He did not leak any chakra that resembled Kurama, nor did he act aggressive. Only his were red, nothing else, the pupils were as before. Kuruma must have started to bond their chakra, which resulted in Naruto possessing red sclera, she thought. Minato and Kushina came into that conclusion. Speaking of Naruto, he was overjoyed with his new eyes. He said that it was his own design of Sharingan. Naruto thought it made him closer to his family, the fox living in his body. Kushina decided to work on the technique Naruto used, which involved chains and kuniyas. Is it same as my chakra chains? She thought. She tried to make Naruto use that technique several times but to no avail. Seems he couldn't execute it no matter what he tried. She decided to leave that for the moment. Naruto, leave that for now. Come here, Kushina called. Kakashi? I think you should teach Naruto a bit better, stronger techniques. How about great breakthrough? Huh? Oh yeah, I remember Master Minato saying something regarding that. Very well, Kakashi said as he snapped his book shut. Alright Naruto, after I teach you this technique you won't have to worry about fire techniques much. Also it will work on a much better level than your Gale Palm. He showed him the required hand seals. Now after you have gathered enough chakra, blow as hard as you can. The damage will depend on the user, so don't expect a huge destructive force. But I can tell you it will give a much more boost than Gale Palm and a larger area to boot. Considering your chakra reserves you should be able to do this just fine. Alright, let's get down to it. Naruto started to learn the technique. In a week Naruto mastered the technique and used it with Shuriken Shadow Clone to create a devastating rain of unstoppable kunais and shurikens. Kakashi was speechless. He thought, how the hell is his technique so strong? Only Master Minato can compete that. Kushina knew the reason though. Everyone started to train harder as they grew older. As time flew they became of age to do the graduation test. And now, we shall begin the practical part of the exam. Iruka said to the class. The test will consist of several segments. 1. Physical arts. 2. Ninja techniques. 3. Illusionary techniques. 4. Throwing techniques, and finally clone technique. You must create a perfect clone of yourself. The students started murmuring. This was gonna be one heck of a test. Settle down, kids. Now let me explain to you the requirements to pass. For body techniques, you must be able to hit your enemy once and hold him off for 1 minute. For ninja techniques, you must execute one ninja technique, be it clan technique or a simple body replacement technique. For illusionary techniques you must be able to detect it and dispel it. You will receive more points if you do manage to put your opponents in one. For throwing techniques, you will be given a limited amount of supply to hit targets. Points will be given according to your accuracy. You must achieve a minimum required points to pass. For clones, as long as it is a perfect clone, it's a pass. Iruka informed the class. If you have no questions, then proceed to room 201 when your name is called. Naruto lifted his hand and was about to ask something before Iruka cut him off. I know what you are gonna ask, Naruto, and yes, your technique will do just fine. Lord Hokage told me about your condition. Iruka answered his unasked question and Naruto put his hands down. Very well, now then. The exam started. Everyone was able to pass in the exam. Everyone was proud to wear the forehead protector that marked them as the ninja of the hidden leaf. Naruto created a shadow clone and Stite went home and the clone made his way to the Hokage tower. Dad, look. Naruto rushed in the office. Sorry Lord Hokage, but Naruto is really handful. The Anbu said as he bowed. That's alright, Tenzo. You may leave, the Hokage said, and just as the door was closed Minato almost jumped at his son. Son, I knew you would do it. I am proud of you. He hugged his son. Thanks Dad. It means a lot hearing that from you. Naruto said as he hugged her back. Hey, I'll do my work as fast as I can and come home at sunset. Then we'll go out for a dinner. How does that sound? Minato asked. Awesome Dad. I'll let Mom know. See you. Naruto poofed. Minato started to do his work with more speed. Mom, look, I am a ninja now. Naruto said as he reached his home. Kushina squeaked. Eeeeeeeee. My little Naru, growing up so fast. She crushed her son with a hug and started planting kisses all over his face. You are barely 13 and you are already a genin. Mom. Naruto could say nothing more. Between hug and kisses he could only breath. Mom, Dad told us he'll meet us by sunset, Naruto said. Really? Kushina said. Alright, guess I better get ready. Sasuke was sitting alone on a bench. No one was there for him. Naruto went to show his parents and so did everyone else. He couldn't blame them, he would have done the same. But Itachi was on a mission. He was alone, all alone. A man came at him. He wore a white robe. "Hello Sasuke. Lord Sarutobi." Sasuke bowed. "Congratulations Sasuke. I really am happy that you got that." Sarutobi said. "Now you are like me, a ninja of the hidden leaf. Come, this calls for a celebration." Quote, "Thank you Lord Hiruzen," Sasuke said. Maybe I am not all alone," Sasuke thought as followed the old ex-Hokage. Everyone went out to a big restaurant where everyone was celebrating. There was Shikamaru, Choji, Ino with their parents. Sakura was with her parents and Kiba was with his mom Sume and sister Hana. Sasuke was with the Sarutobis. Seems even Shino came with his dad. And there was Kurenai with Hinata. Wow, seems everyone is here, even these guys. Pervy Sage, Granny Tsunade. Naruto rushed towards him. "How are you?" I. Moog. He was crushed as he hugged tightly and was crushed by Tsunade's gigantic boobs. Lucky bastard. Jiraiya thought and saw Hiruzen with a slight nosebleed. Sasuke's sweat dropped. "Ow my poor baby. How have you been?" Tsunade asked. "Can't. Gasp. Breath. Need. Gasp. Air." Naruto said as he turned blue. "That'll teach you to call me old, brat." Tsunade released him from her booby lock. "Congratulations Naruto. Congratulations Naruto." Jiraiya also said. "Come, now that you have become a ninja, you are adult. We have much to discuss," and dragged him away. "So how was it?" Jiraiya asked with a lecherous grin and received 2 punches on his head. He saw Kushina and Tsunade fuming, cracking their knuckles. "Ow boy, I think I should run." He ran and those 2 followed. They were running with such speed that made Minato's flying thunder god's speed slow as a snail. "Damn, I need to work on my flying thunder god even more," Minato said, and Naruto nodded in agreement. The party went great afterwards. There was even some fireworks, although it wasn't much, but it was. "I think I will stay here. For Naruto's sake at least," Tsunade declared, and Shizune looked surprised, her eyes glittering with joy. Minato, Kushina and Sarutobi was happy as they all decided to enjoy the fireworks and bear hope for the future. After some days, Tsunade came back to Konoha. She was made the head of the hospital. Hiruzen and Tsunade was appointed as the new council members. "Minato, if you don't mind, I want some files on some ninjas," Tsunade said. "Can I ask the reason?" Minato asked. "Yes, I think I might take on apprentices." Just as Tsunade said that, Minato's eyes lit up. "Really? That would be great," Minato said. "I'll definitely get you those files then." Tsunade's sweat dropped. "You're the Hokage. Show some secrecy," she said. "And besides, I am still considering the fact if I should do it." "You know the reason why I came back, Minato." "I know, Tsunade. I can't thank you enough," Minato said. "Well, I want those who wants to work hard, really hard, and have excellent chakra control. It would be best if they have no other talent or any abilities," Tsunade said. "And again, let me remind you that I am merely considering the fact. The only reason I am here is to fulfill my role as a godmother." She left as she said that. Minato got up and bowed. "Thank you, Slug Princess Lady Tsunade Senju," he thought. At Academy. "Now I shall announce the team and their Junin." Iruka started announcing the teams. Team 7 will be Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno and Hokage Tower. "Master Minato, that was totally uncalled for. I thought Naruto would be on my team," Kakashi said. He was cut off. "Lord Hokage, I don't mean to boast, but I think I am the best wind user excluding you," Asuma said. "I could." He was also interrupted. "Lord Hokage, don't think bad of me, but your son may be a powerhouse, but he literally sucks at illusionary arts," Kurenai said. "I can help him with." "Guys," Minato said, "I really am glad that all of you would do your best to mold my son into a fine ninja. However, I think the one I have chosen will best for him." Before anyone could interrupt, he raised his hand, silencing everyone. "This is really necessary for him. I am not only your Hokage, of course I want him to grow up strongest. You guys will be perfect, but I have a certain plan I have in mind. He will be Naruto's teacher, but Naruto will join you guys on your missions with or without his master depending on the mission, as long as it is above D rank. If you wish to teach him, you would have to ask his master's permission though." "You have faith in him that much, Lord Hokage?" Kurenai said. He may be Hokage's son, but a genin fresh out of academy doing above D rank is a bit too much, she mentally said. Yes, he has got to be. He needs to be ready. Minato said. For what, Lord Hokage? Asuma said. Ow, nothing. Well, I think you will have your hands full with your own teams. They are also promising, Minato said. Damn, I didn't even notice I said that out loud. At academy, and Sai, your master will be Kakashi Hitaki. Ow damn, Naruto said. Kaka bro and Sasuke at the same team, and I can't believe I wasn't picked in it. Sakura seemed a bit depressed. Ino started gloating that true love would prevail and she will be on Naruto's team. Sasuke was seen pissed. He did not have Naruto in his team. He started to get irritated already, not even spending a mere 30 minutes. Iruka announced other teams, and when Ino found out she was with Shikamaru and Choji, she started screaming like a banshee that someone sabotaged the team selection papers. Naruto was shocked when he found out he was assigned with no team. Master Iruka, are you confident I have no team member? Naruto said. This has to be a mistake. Sasuke said as he got up. He was supposed to be on my team. And how come I am stuck with this loser? Ouch, that was a bit harsh. Naruto thought. Oi. I have no intention of joining a bastard like you know. Sai said. Why don't you quit? Why you? Sasuke could be seen with a tick mark on his forehead. Sasuke jumped in front of Sai and grabbed his collar. Settle down you two. Just as Iruka said, Naruto got up and pushed Sasuke a bit, making Sasuke and Sai kiss each other. Both got up and blushed. Naruto. Sasuke screamed, and he could be seen with such evil red eyes that even Kurama's eyes would pale. Naruto's red eyes already did. Now, Sasuke. I am your best friend, nah? Naruto said as he started walking backwards. The girls all had blushed on their cheeks. Naruto, Sasuke and Sai were the hottest guys in their classes, and Sasuke and Sai just AWWWH. Every female student moaned. Okay, now settle down, Iruka said with a bit force. You will do missions with one of all the teams announced, and your teacher is Itachi Uchiha. That made Sasuke stop, but he said nothing. Now then, everyone go to your assigned room and your Junin teacher will meet you there. Naruto went to the room and saw the room empty. He felt he heard some noise. He sat down and was bored. He was looking at the whole classroom and decided to do some self-made games to spend some time. He started to count the shadows when he saw something. There was a tree outside, but it made no shadows in his class. What the hell? He started to think, and he and Kurama spoke at the same time. Illusionary technique. Impressive, Itachi said. He rose up from a corner. You can come in now, Naruto. The Naruto in front of him poofed out of existence and the door opened. Naruto came walking in. Hey Master Itachi. Naruto greeted him. What was that for, by the way? You did exceptionally well, Itachi said. You pass. Huh? Naruto asked. Itachi answered him, you see, it is up to us Junin who really decide if you are worthy of being a genin. You passed my test, but you could use some help. Itachi was not about to shower him with praises even if he did something extraordinary or just because of being the son of the Hokage. He wanted to keep Naruto just the way he was, not turn him into a proud prick like the Uchihas were. Although I was sure this test would fail him. Naruto sure is an interesting kid. Ehehe. I know. I have a long way to go, Naruto said and grinning. Very well. We will train from tomorrow. Meet me at ground 6 exactly at 7 a.m. in the morning. Itachi said and made his way to the exit. Sir, yes sir. I won't let you down. Naruto saluted and said, I know you want Naruto, Itachi thought. He was pretty impressed that the boy was able to break his illusion, be it with the help of the fox or by himself. He was looking forward to their time together. Next day. Alright Naruto, before we start I have a question, Itachi said. What do you like best? What I mean is, which style do you prefer in body technique? Well, I do like speed. Hit 'em hard and fast so they can only stare in awe. Naruto answered. I see. So you want to specialize in speed. Itachi said. Very well. We will work on all of your areas. I do have a special person in mind to improve your reaction speed, but we will only do that when you can deliver a punch that has enough strength to impress me along with outstanding speed. Begin. Just as Itachi took a stance, Naruto made a clone seal and several of them rushed forward. One of them made a hand seal and cried, wind style, great breakthrough. Itachi was blown away by a great wind. Wow, what force. Itachi thought. He was indeed impressed. He looked up and saw several Narutos throwing shuriken and kunais, and the one who casted the last technique also casted another technique after making some seals. The thrown projectiles turned into a rain consisting of kunai and shuriken. So he used the shadow clone technique on his weapons. You really made me admit that you are impressive, huh, Naruto? Very impressive, Naruto, Itachi said, and as he was hit by thousands of kunais and shurikens he bursted into crows. Naruto's eye widened. Is this an illusion? Oh no. Naruto made a seal and whispered, illusion dissipation. He looked around. What the hell? The scenery did not change. Am I still trapped? Don't worry, Naruto. This is my own creation. This is a combination of illusion and ninja technique. Itachi elaborated. It lets me escape safely with ease if I am in a pinch. Naruto's eye widened. How can I hit a guy who will burst into crows whenever I land a hit? He thought. As if he heard what he thought, Itachi answered, don't worry, I am not invincible. I can be hit. Observe me carefully, find a weak spot. Use your greatest advantages to the fullest. Very well, Naruto said, and he started to consider the best course of action. Okay. So my advantage is chakra. My limit with shadow clones is somewhere between 250 and 300. If I create any more, I won't be able to do anything else. Alright, let's try this, Naruto thought. Naruto created 50 clones and only 6 clones rushed forward. A clone went to his side and did a roundhouse kick which Itachi caught with ease. Another one jumped at him from behind and did an axe kick. Itachi lifted the one he caught and threw him to the one doing axe kick. 2 more came at him, one went for his legs and one went for his head. Itachi flipped, twisting in air, dodging them, and threw a handful shurikens. Those clones could not even deflect all of them and was dispelled. 3 clones came at him equipped, kicking him upwards. Itachi bent backwards and threw shurikens again. 2 of them jumped, dodging them, and did axe kicks, locking their legs. Damn, no openings, Itachi thought as he was kicked into the ground and hit them with kunais, dispelling them. 8 clones jumped on him with kunais aimed at him, and Itachi bursted into crows. Damn, that move. Gotta find an opening. It has to have a weak point, Naruto thought. The crows formed into Itachi once more and cried after making some hand seals, fire style. Great fireball, dispelling a good amount of clones. Naruto's eyes widened. Can it be? Is it that simple? Naruto thought and created 10 more. 5 more rushed in and Itachi bursted into clones and reappeared, and just he was about to attack, a clone was able to land a hit on him perfectly. He did a punch and 2 more clones kicked him from behind, but suddenly Itachi smirked. He's got some analyzing ability. He bursted once more, but this time it exploded and killed some Naruto clones. Exploding shadow clones. Damn, Naruto thought as he saw some crows forming into Itachi. He threw in some more clones, but Itachi was handling them with little trouble. 8 clones attacked with punches and kicks. Itachi, thanks to his Sharingan, was able to intercept them all and destroyed them. Smokes filled around him and most of Naruto's clones that were left threw shurikens and made the clone seal, and some, after making some hand seals, cried, "Wind style. Great breakthrough. Impressive strategy. Cornering me and attacking me from all directions," Itachi said as his Sharingan changed and a ribcage made of red chakra appeared around him. Tempestuous God. Naruto's attack made no damage at all. If it was someone else, your opponent would have been dead. However, you rely on your chakra and shadow clones too much. Yes, use it as much as you can, but don't depend on it. You need to have more in your arsenal. Yes, I know, Master. I really need to improve my techniques. He sighed. Naruto, this is why I am your teacher. Your techniques are good enough as a beginner. Itachi said. I will help you on your goals, and Lord Hokage has assigned others to help you with your growth. For now, let us keep sparring. Itachi was more than impressed. This boy can beat all of the rookies if he tries. This boy really can be something if given enough attention. After some sparring, Itachi said, Naruto, I have 2 people I would like to join in our training. How about it? Of course, Master. Naruto said with a thumbs up. Naruto and Itachi made their way toward a team practice ground. 1, 2, 1, 2. Someone's voice could be heard. Lee, work hard, my boy. Use more pressure. A man said. Alright, Master. If I can't do more damage by the end of the day, I will do 500 push-ups. If I can't do that, I will do 700 sit-ups. If I can't. Lee kept going. Lee, my boy, I know you can do it. If you can't, then I will run around the village with Tenten on my shoulders as weight. The man said, "Hey, don't drag me into this." A girl said, "Wait, you think I am heavy?" She started to crack her knuckles but was given no attention. Master Guy started running toward his teacher and bursted into tears. Lee. The man did the same. Master Guy. Lee. Master Guy. Lee. They hugged each other with tears running on their eyes as a beach arrived out of nowhere and there was a sunshine right behind them. Naruto, Neji, Tenten's sweat dropped. Itachi blinked several times. Huh. So there are other illusionary techniques that are on par with his Moon Reader technique. Itachi activated his evolved Sharingan. The Mangekyo Sharingan, and shock was evident on his face. My eyes. Even my Mangekyo can't get rid of this illusion. What power is this? We find more comrades on our youthful journey. Guy stated. Naruto? So even the son of the Hokage wants to join on our journey? It is truly youthful. Yes, Naruto. We are all glad to have you aboard with us on this youthful journey. Lee stated. Come comrades, let us run 500 laps around the village. Naruto's sweat dropped. That is a bit extreme for everyone else, I believe. Itachi said. Although I have come to talk about training young Naruto here. He was not put in any teams and he was given privilege to join you in training should you deem him worthy of your time. It would be an honor. Neji started to say, and Lee had tear-filled eyes for such youthful desire. However, their actions were halted as Guy said in a stern tone, very well. I shall test him. Naruto, do not think that this is because of your status. I would help anyone as long as they need it. Of course, Master Guy. Naruto bowed. I won't disappoint you. I only ask for one chance. Very well. Defeat my students and you shall gain my help. Guy said. Good luck. Itachi said. Lee, Neji and Tenten took a fighting stance at one end of the field while Naruto was at the other end. Begin, Guy said, and Lee shot forward with amazing speed. Tenten rose upwards and through hails of kunais and shurikens were coming at Naruto. Neji made a seal and cried, Byakugan, and merely observed him. Naruto made some clones and some made hand seals and cried, Wind style, great breakthrough. That made Tenten's thrown weapons useless. Tenten unrolled a scroll and summoned a bow. Lee started trading blows with Naruto. Seems they were evenly matched, although it seemed Lee was a bit faster, but Naruto filled that gap with his number, so they were on a stalemate until Neji also jumped in. Very well, let's try this, Naruto thought as he made some clones and sent them to hold off Lee and Tenten while he dealt with Neji, but it seemed difficult as Lee and Tenten were no pushovers. Every one of them was splendid ninjas. Tenten was doing fairly well against Naruto. It was just that Naruto's shadow clones were annoying. There was no end of them. She already defeated 3 and it seemed the more she beat the stronger her enemy was getting. Tenten thrusted her bow and this clone blocked it with a kunai and came right at her, dragging the kunai along the surface of the bow. She has punched in the gut and she was hit at the back by another clone. She hadn't even taken the full impact when another clone joined and she was kicked from behind and front upwards. As she was in air, a clone came on her and did an axe kick and one more did a butterfly kick. She was slammed into the ground and gave a cry, R. Tenten, Lee said. Neji did nothing and gave attention to his opponents. They were merely dodging and keeping their distances. The clones fighting Tenten joined the ones who were fighting Neji. All of the clones moved away from Neji when 2 had finished casting hand seals and cried, Wind style, great breakthrough. Neji was punched back by a great force. He got on 4s and tried to stay anchored to the ground, and a clone easily jumped on him and did a double hammer fist, smashing his face into the ground. Lee was about to dash when he was hit by a clone and it exploded into harmless white smokes obstructing his view. He was about to move but a fist came right at him and he crossed his hands and blocked it. A kick was about to make contact with him and he did a back kick and dispelled the clone. 2 clones rushed at him from both his sides. Lee jumped and brought his legs down on them. His plan was to hit him hard and dispel, but his attacks were blocked and caught. Lee's eyes widened. One more clone came on him and did a double hammer fist on his head. Lee was kicked again and he fell backwards. A clone went behind him and kicked him upwards. Lee kicked one clone, gave a strong punch to another as he rolled on the ground and stood on the ground. Master Guy, this is the one time I wish to use it. May I please? Lee begged. Very well, Lee. Show them your youthful power. Guy answered. Naruto, you really are one youthful competitor. You forced me to use more than I had decided to, Lee said as he unrolled his bandages. 8 gates. Gate of opening. Open. Lee's muscles puffed a bit. He moved with such speed that only Itachi, Guy, was able to see it. Naruto was able to see them thanks to the enhanced vision Kurama gave him, but he could only intercept some of Lee's attacks. He still needed to work on his reflex a lot, something which Lee was clearly a lot better than him. Yet the space was filled with smokes. Naruto threw some shurikens and made the clone seals. Neji saw this with his Byakugan and warned Lee. These are just like shadow clones. So each of those shurikens are lethal. Neji said. I see. Lee replied as he took out his pair of metallic tonfa. Neji took a kunai and started deflecting them. Lee was doing good on his well, but Neji could not keep with the sheer amount of them and started getting some serious cuts while Lee only received minor ones. They were both counting on their bodies that as long as it was not lethal they would hope they will be able to pull through, but the barrage didn't seem to thin or end. It was as if it was endless. Summoning, iron protecting wall, Tenten cried, and a dome made of metal enveloped her with her teammates. I am useless now, Tenten said weakly. I am out of chakra. As she started to fall, Lee caught her. Can it be? That fate has chosen you to be the one who will defeat me? Neji asked. Who knows? I don't believe in that much. Naruto said. I forge my own way. If that is the case, then no, you will lose, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Fate has decreed that I shall defeat you. Neji said as he took a stance. With hard work anyone can defeat the talented ones. I will show you that youthful flame. Lee announced. Alright then, let's finish this. Naruto readied himself. Naruto created 10 clones and they all engaged Neji and Lee in close combat. Neji's clones were keeping their distance and throwing shurikens once in a while. Lee had the real one along with 2 other clones. Lee screamed, 8 gates. Gate of healing. Open. 8 gates. Gate of life. Open. Lee's skin turned red as he started kicking and punching with immense speed and strength. Damn, if this keeps up I will lose. I cannot afford to lose this battle no matter what, Naruto thought. Naruto focused. Lee threw an uppercut and wrapped him with his bandages. Neji came right at him with chakra-charged open hands and cried, 8 trigrams 64 palms. Naruto was attacked at 64 chakra points and then he was kicked at the back with a devastating force. Naruto fell with a large thump sound. Naruto screamed. No, I cannot lose. I need to. Have to. Win. Naruto coughed up some more blood. I have to. Guy was silent. Naruto, enough. Itachi said, cutting him off. He bowed and said to Guy, thank you for your time, Guy. I am sorry if we intruded or did something inappropriate. Wait, Itachi. Guy said, I am stunned to see such a youthful battle. He had to fight 3 senior ninjas and still can stand and want more. That was more than enough to convince me. Thank you, Master Guy, Naruto said, but I still can go on. I want to earn my chance. I can still. Naruto, Itachi said, look at your opponents carefully. Naruto did so. I see. How can you say that, Master Guy? Yes, it was 3-on-1, but we did beat him and he lost this match. He can't use chakra anymore. Neji protested. Naruto smirked. Chakra burst. Naruto screamed as he was enveloped in a bright orange-red wispy fire-like chakra and it died out just as suddenly it came. Neji's jaw fell. He activated all of the chakra points I blocked. How? What the hell, or why you? I am Naruto. Naruto grinned. Team Guy welcomed Naruto and Itachi with open hearts after that day. After some days, Naruto's reaction time was much better. His reflexes were faster. Itachi was fascinated with Naruto's eyes as it granted him the same prediction ability and perceiving fast movements which was impossible other than the Sharingan. He could almost keep up with Lee when he opened his first gate. Although it wasn't much, Guy did say it was an amazing feat that Naruto was able to do that. When informed, Minato told them his seal let him use the power of the fox even without the fox's contentment. Guy had newer plans for Naruto. Itachi was thinking about something else. First it was his eyes. But his hearing ability has increased. He can even hear lower sounds which I even miss sometimes. And same goes for his nose. It may not be their level, but Naruto's nose is almost like an Inuzuka. He hasn't got a single scent wrong till now. He may be the only person upon whom sneaking will definitely not work. I wonder why Nine Tails would go that far just to make Naruto strong. I get the fact he takes chakra from it because of the seal, but these body modifications, they can only be done with the beast's content. Can it be that the beast actually cares for Naruto? Itachi decided to tell the Hokage of his suspicion. Hokage Tower. Lord Hokage, these chores are doing nothing to improve our abilities, Sasuke said as Sakura handed over Tora the cat. Sasuke and Sai both looked at it as if they would tear the little devil alive. Seems you guys can get along once in a while, Kakashi said. Sasuke, this is the Hokage you are talking with. I suggest you show a bit more respect, Iruka commanded. I am sure even Naruto would be more polite in this office. Minato only chuckled. Yes, Master Iruka. Sasuke bowed, and just then Naruto came from the window and jumped on Minato from behind. Hey Dad, Naruto said. Oh, the irony, Kakashi said, and Sakura giggled. Sasuke smirked. Sai drew a blank face. Naruto, behave now. This is the Hokage, Iruka said. It's quite alright. I like all of them just the way they are, and how they want to approach me is their wish. I am their Hokage. And as for Naruto, I don't think anyone can do anything about his stubbornness, Minato said and ruffled Naruto's hair. So how's your training? It's okay, I guess. Master Itachi and Guy puts me through hell though. Never mind that, Dad, I want to go on a mission too, Naruto said. A really cool one with dangerous bandits and ninjas. I want to test my abilities. Alright. Seems Kakashi's team wants some action too, and I have full faith on him, Minato said. Let's see. There's a C-rank mission that I can give it to you guys. Bring Tazuna in. A drunken man came into view. What the? A bunch of little ninja wannabe kids? He gulped down some from his bottle. You guys really expect me to believe that you guys are ninja? I am the great bridge builder Tazuna. You guys better be ready to shed some blood if you want to protect me. Everyone got ready and left. Everyone other than Kakashi was really excited. Sai tried to strike a conversation with Sakura. Naruto and Sasuke was talking among themselves, and Kakashi was reading his accursed perverted book and giggled like a girl now and then. Tazuna was lazily walking and drinking now and then when for some reason Kakashi stopped and Naruto suddenly noticed the puddle that had no logic to be in there. Shadow clone. Naruto made a seal and came two clones running at Kakashi. Sasuke immediately took out a kunai and took a stance. Sakura did the same. Sai was about to say something when out of the puddle two ninja emerged. One jumped above and destroyed a clone with his clawed gauntlet, and they both wrapped Kakashi with their shuriken chain and pulled the chains. All there was left was a heap of bloodied flesh. The demon brothers came right behind Naruto, and just as he was about to be run through, he bent down and made some seal in the blink of an eye and cried, "Wind release! Great breakthrough!" The ninjas were thrown with great force. Naruto threw a shuriken and a kunai which embedded their chain to a tree. Sasuke jumped on their gauntlets and kicked them both at their faces. The chain detached from their gauntlet and they both rushed. One went for Sai while the other went for Tazuna, who was behind Sakura. Sasuke ran and stood before Sakura. Naruto made a clone and threw it to the one-horned ninja, who fell before his clawed gauntlet could harm Sasuke. Sai was freezed with fear. Just as he was about to be killed by the two-horned ninja, two clones out of nowhere appeared behind Sai and both did an uppercut, sending the two-horned ninja flying. So you really have mastered the shadow clone technique to that extent that you can create them from a distance, Kakashi said. Yeah, but it takes some serious chakra, Naruto said. Good job, Naruto. Very smooth. Kakashi gave a thumbs up. I am proud of your courageous efforts, Sakura, Sasuke, Kakashi said and gave them an eye smile. Sorry Sai, I didn't come to your help earlier. I just didn't thought that you would freeze up like that. Forgive me, Sai said. Kakashi said to Tazuna, we need to talk. After tying up the attackers, Kakashi said, they are Chunin from Hidden Mist Village. Their specialty is relentless attack. They keep fighting no matter what the sacrifice. How the hell did you know about our ambush? One asked. Seriously? What? You think we are douchebags? Naruto said. A freaking puddle on a clear day when it hasn't rained for a while and there is none around but only this one. Everyone figured it out. I feel ashamed I didn't notice it before. Master Itachi will be disappointed. There you have it, Kakashi said. Sasuke and Sai both looked away and Sakura started playing with her hair. You didn't? Naruto's sweat dropped. So you noticed it before all of us? Tazuna asked and Kakashi nodded. He asked again, then why did you leave the fighting to these genins? Clearly you could have defeated them with ease and there would have been no risk. Yes, it is true, but I needed to find out who they were after, S or you. As Kakashi said that, Tazuna started to sweat. Also, a ninja's life is filled with risks. They'll eventually have to fight for their lives. Plus I think everyone did well. As for Sai, I'm pretty sure he'll take this as a lesson and work harder from now on. Sai gave a smile. I see. That is a good way to teach your students, I suppose. Lessons are learnt best from experience. Tazuna said. Well, beside that, you paid for a mere C rank where at most we would only get bandits or thugs. Now I know that you are being hunted by ninjas. If we knew that, this mission would have been a higher ranked one. We are now beyond the scope of this mission. Kakashi said. We are mere genins. This is too advanced for us. Sakura said. Okay then, we should head back to the village. Kakashi said. No way. Naruto, Sasuke and Sai said at the same time. I took on this mission and I intend to finish it, Naruto said. I am with Naruto, Sasuke said. I won't fall only because of difficulty. I have to prove myself that I am not some weakling. I can also stand by royal ass Naruto and less Sasuke. Sai said. I am a royal ass? I am less? Sasuke and Naruto screamed. You die, and both jumped and did axe kick on Sai's shoulder and gave a slap to his ears from their backhands. Sai fell unconscious. Naruto made a clone which carried Sai. Alright then, I guess we can go. Kakashi said. I won't let any of you die. And with that they continued their dangerous mission to Wave Country. That's all for now. If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments.